Look at that. What is good, people? There's Josh. Hello.
What's up? How's it going?
Holy fuck. I've had a long day.
God, yeah, I've been up since I think 5:30 this morning. I'm dog tired.
Here I am keeping you up longer.
Nah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I gotta get up at shit. I don't know. 7:30. I'm getting ready to go. Yeah, I'm leaving here at 7:30 in the morning to go to Lake Ontario. I
Oh,
gotta I gotta go do drywall. Fuck. It's not even wall drywall. It's fucking ceiling, right?
you're coming through my neck of the woods.
Yeah. I'm gonna be with my old man for a little bit, so this will be
Oh, that's good.
yeah, but he's gonna get to cut grass, right? And I get to fucking hang the drywall, right? See, it did. I'm done. I'm so done. I'm not. I don't know how I volunteered myself for this shit. It just happened. Oh,
Yeah.
it shouldn't take me for like a couple hours, but still, it's just not something I want to do. I'm getting old. I don't move around so much, and I damn sure don't want to work above my head. I just don't want to do it.
Yeah. No. Hanging drywall over your head is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. This should be like a young man shit, right? Like this should be them, right? Well, why I got to do it?
Yeah.
How
Well,
you been? How you been doing?
oh my god, I'm burning the candle at both ends. It's been trying to get ready for winter. My son's a senior. Hang on here. My son is a senior in high school this year. And everything for some odd reason, like when my daughter graduated, it was way, way cheaper. I don't know what the hell is going on with things this year. Like the senior trip, they're going, I mean, super cool. They're going to Universal Studios for like 4 days, but it's costing me
Oh,
almost $1,800
yes.
plus spending money. To cover his cap and gown, it's starting at 180. His yearbook,
Really?
yeah.
I don't remember it. Well, hell, okay. Now we're talking about 20 years ago.
They're,
Yeah.
they're forcing us to go through a specific vendor.
Oh, that's some shady shit going on there now.
Yep. And then his yearbook just cost me $60.
Wait, they used
And
to be like $10. Where the extra? You know what? 20 years ago. Yeah, I'm done. I'm
they're
done.
not even that fancy. They're really fucking not. Oh shit, I'm coming. What the hell did I do here? Hang on.
Oh yeah,
There he is. I see you. Sorry.
there we
My
go.
bad, homie.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I just like to check first. Yeah, I don't know. They just like replaced me with Cleaner, which I don't mind. Like, cool. Like Cleaner's cool. I like Cleaner. He's based and he's honest. But like, why not replace Anson, man? He's not even fucking really like. He's like, how did you come up with that? I'm like, because I actually take fucking notes, dude. I'm like sitting here, like, literally, fucking. This is just from tonight. Like I
Yeah.
actually take fucking notes, sit here, and I shorthand shit. Like
Nicely done.
I don't get it, but whatever. I mean, it's great. I say, whatever. It's your show. Whatever you want to do, Grid. I respect that. That's cool. But I kind of lost a little respect right there. It kind of upset me a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll pass. Yeah, Anson's judging of my debate wasn't emotionally driven whatsoever.
No, man, and and that's why I was like, please don't be upset with me when I messaged you because I'm like, I just took notes and it was so
I
fucking
wasn't.
close with you and Martez.
I wasn't. I fucked up my opening so bad. I started talking and then my mind went totally blank, and I was like,
That's why I don't debate because that's how I would be.
Did you watch my debate, Josh?
No, man. What was the topic?
Here, I'll pull it up. I took notes. Hold on a second. I'll tell you. So Marte and Beth, is victim mentality an extension of ego?
An
And I said
extension
it,
of ego?
Yeah.
an extension of ego.
Like do they go hand in hand, or
Yeah. And I said yes.
Yeah, Beth was
I
affirmative.
took the affirmative because the thing is, his argument was that typically victim mentality is looking for sympathy, and they're looking to get something out of it, and it's not a superiority thing. And actually it's like, yes, it is, because the thing is, people will use that victim mentality to in order to get whatever it is that they want, right? And
That's why
at
it
the
was
end of
so
the
tough,
day,
man.
and it all begins even with just attention. My victimhood makes me more important than you with your mundane life just strolling along. And
That's why it was tough for me to judge, man, because I
it
agreed
was
with everything you said. He just brought a few more points. And although I don't how to, you know, I don't know if that fucking even makes sense, but he did bring a few more points, and it was tough for me, man.
I couldn't find the right words, like literally, it's like it was right there on the tip of my tongue. But
Well, that's my little complaint, man, is I'm not judging because okay, I'm not Marte's friend. I feel like I'm more friends with you than Marte, let's just say
yeah,
that. But I'm not judging off of how,
no, I
I thought
appreciate
that's
that.
what Grid want. I thought that's how he wanted it to go, but I guess he doesn't really.
I appreciate the unbiased approach. By all means, I like Marte. I have no problem losing to people. I called it at the beginning of the night. I'm fucking exhausted. I was tired before we even started.
I made a pot of coffee and I was like, all right, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it. And then he's like, well, we're gonna bring a grill polish. Why don't you just drop down? I'm like, fuck, okay, whatever.
Well, now you get to come hang out with us.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it, man. I try to stay positive, and I was like, you know what, it was meant to be.
Damn.
Yeah.
But I will think twice next time I'm asked to judge and be like, I might ask, well, if you're gonna replace me halfway through, maybe I'll just dedicate my time to something else.
Fair. Well, I get your frustration. I
Yeah,
do.
I'm good though.
I think it's also hard because he's definitely used to having the same judges, right?
That's it right there. Yeah.
And
I was talking to Confluence earlier, about his debate on coming up tomorrow, and that's one of the
yeah,
things I said. He was like, "Well, how come you don't judge for Grid anymore?" And I was like, "Well, he doesn't really ask me to. If he did, I would, but I can't always dedicate 100% of my time to doing that. Like, I can't guarantee that every single Friday night I'm going to be able to, do judging. Because
judge
I
it.
mean,
Yeah,
my family is always going to come first. So,
family always should come first.
and one of my kids is off to church camp, and then I got my oldest and my youngest here. Um, and I mean, it's like I could have spent that time with my kids, but I was like, you know what, I'll do this because I don't get on a lot. I don't do this a lot. So when I do, I dedicate myself, completely to it. Either I can or I can't.
Yeah,
But it's all right.
you're still the master of wrenches.
Man, I just do the best I can.
Damn, I gotta be bottom bitch. Jesus Christ.
Oh, come on. The bottom bitch always makes the most money for daddy.
Oh, gee, Monique Christmas. I get turned out publicly now. Ah.
Where the fuck is? Why don't you get Confluence up here too?
I sent him a link.
He's probably still waiting there in case they bring him back.
Was he even still in the chat?
I didn't see him in the chat. No,
I didn't, but I was only watching the last 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah. that debate about the flag was harsh, man.
That was terrible.
I was like, my plan was I'm gonna lay down. I'm gonna take a quick power nap, because I got to keep the wood stove going anyways. And that was the thing, was I was laying down. I was gonna take a power nap before, because I forgot today was Grid's debates. And then Tyler hit me up, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm getting up and I'm debating. And then I was like, okay, now I'm going to get my power nap. And then freaking that debate, I just, between hearing that debate in the background, couldn't get comfortable. And then my kid was like, I'm going to bed. And I'm like, you little punk.
Those two guys that did that debate on the flag thing, is that normally how they go about shit? Is that normal for them?
That's
Or is it
Gibbs.
just those two guys together?
Gibbs likes to talk really fast, and he doesn't mind talking over people. So, kind of. I don't know the other guy that well, but
okay.
Everybody kind of comes at it a little differently. You get, each side gets 1 minute opening, and then there's 5 minute free for all.
that was the major part of that debate was the opening, because the whole 5 minutes was I couldn't understand either one of them. They were talking to each other.
I got really bless his heart there, but Steelman fucked up that first debate. If he had stayed on topic, he would have had a much better chance. Better chance.
It's Steelman's downfall. He goes off, and I mean, I don't want to like be cliche by saying this, but he goes off and he strawmans everything, and that's where he fucks up.
I might get back into debating. Just so I can do all my openings is fuck you, you're wrong. Just keep it simple.
My opening with Marte ended up being strictly like literally when I say my mind went blank, my mind went blank. I was like, I prepped in my head what I wanted to say. I started saying it, and then I stumbled over my words once, and everything just slid it out of my fucking ear.
What was your affirmative claim? Was that like on like a majority of population operate that way?
My argument was that without the ego driving it, no one would be in a victim mentality, because you have to have that drive and care to begin with. You know, it's kind of like
they go hand in hand.
It's kind of like narcissism, right? Everyone has some narcissism to them, in the sense that if you didn't, you wouldn't brush your hair, you wouldn't take showers, you really wouldn't give a fuck about your appearance.
Yeah, but narcissism is such a broad word. Like, you could say that about someone who does that too much. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, they're narcissistic because they take too many showers, and it's like, they're overly clean or something.
They care too much. They aggrandize themselves too far, and that's where the narcissism becomes a problem.
Yeah.
I would have gone after the technicality, laying claim to the no one, right? So if it's a 100% assurity, I just find the exceptions, point those out, just to be an ass and go for the technical win on it, because I think you would generally be right on the majority. There's some really weird exceptional bullshit out there, right? And that's why I was asking what was it based off of?
And so that was what I was going for, was the fact of, right down to like he said that victim mentality can be a learned behavior from the mother or tradition.
Still be ego, though.
It'd still be ego.
That would still be ego. Okay. And then
that's just like feeding the ego. That's like learning that behavior.
He said they're looking for sympathy, not supremacy. Not true, because the attention in itself makes the individual, just because the method of becoming more important is less uplifting and maybe more degrading, doesn't mean that they haven't gained superiority to you.
Well, that's
and
what
I pointed that out.
Too.
I said people use it, for race, religion, and everything else. They claim that they've been, abused, victimized in some way, and you need to pay for my victimhood, my victimization.
I absolutely can't stand the intention claims, because that's and you hear it so much on the internet within debates, right? Like, oh, I know what they're thinking. Who the fuck's running around here with a damn mind reading machine? Like, where the hell did that come from?
So there's the thing is, that was his argument, is that I can't say what they're thinking, and it's like, yes, you can. And you can see it within their behaviors.
Yeah, the
And then
behaviors, right? Yeah, that you can
yeah,
measure.
and then he challenged, well, what about real victims who use the court in order to get compensation for something? And I was
The
trying to
ego
point
drives
out
up.
there's a difference between having a victim mentality and being an actual victim,
Even
right?
so, even if you're, like you still go through the courts and everything, what do you think that does to someone's ego when they win? It's
Yeah,
like it's still an ego build, no matter how you look at it. That's why it was so tough.
And
Like I was like,
that's
fuck.
why I just kept saying, you have not proven wrong my statement whatsoever. And he didn't. He never shook it whatsoever. As a matter of fact, the things he said bolstered my claim more than they harmed it. So,
Well, and part of like the not really giving points, but not really like losing points was when he kept asking for examples, and it was like you
I
just
gave
gave him an example,
examples.
like you gave him an example, and then he's like, well, giving you an example, it's like I just did, but here's another one, and I was
Yeah,
like, God damn, dude.
but that's the thing, is I was giving examples,
I
and
know.
then
I wrote him down. Yeah.
Anson scored me like, "Nyeh," like I got a third of the number of points that Marte got, and it's like, oh yeah, that wasn't emotionally and egotistically driven at all.
I guess that's why it's like, to me, it was kind of like, not to bring this back around to me. I'm not trying to stroke my ego or anything, believe me. But it's kind of like why I was disappointing. Like, okay, you're going to keep Anson, but boot me. Go ahead. All right. Whatever.
Yeah,
I'm cool.
Anson. Well,
It's just
I know.
that he knows what he's going to get with Anson, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Like with me, maybe he's not getting the responses. Maybe they're
No,
not getting the responses they
you do
want.
a great job judging. You really do. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing you moderate this debate tomorrow for sure.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to I want to host some debates over here too.
I think I'm looking more forward to the moderating rather than judging because
what's the debate tomorrow?
So hold on, I just stepped out for a smoke, but I got all the intel. Shit, oops. Hold on, I just tripped over fucking
Take
trash
your
can.
time. Well, good, man. Good to see you.
Let's see. So it's going to be Confluence and Corey. I'm not going to go too much into what me and Confluence talked about because I promised him I wouldn't. But the topic is going to be the right should be more moderate.
Oh, son of a! You see my tag, right? You obviously know what side I'm going off for this one.
Yep, but and there's no judges. I don't think they're setting up any. They haven't at least set up any judges. But I'm just going to be there to try to keep the peace. You know what I mean?
I don't think I know Corey.
Corey Barton's a good guy. I've debated against him a few times. He's kind of a slow talker.
Has he been? I don't know if I've ever seen him like up on panel debating.
He has debated primarily on lower class.
Who's taking the affirmative?
So Confluence is taking the positive.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go catch up with Confluence, right?
Corey, I guess, is taking the negative. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to put my little pom-poms on right here because this is just not an argument. This can't lose.
They want to do the.
No, Confluence says that the right should be more moderate.
Oh, fuck him. No, he's got to die. He might not make the debate, right? Somebody's getting their arms and legs broken.
I was going to say, you want to be on Corey's side.
Yeah. And I just don't know Corey, right? So, I mean, I guess I can cheerlead.
Your mushrooms. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know how to cheerlead for a stranger, but I'm going to find a way.
Is Steelman up or what? Is that just a back chat?
Is he in the back? I don't see him back here. He's in the
comments.
I see him in the comments. Yeah.
That's why I said, "Fuck your mushrooms."
Fish, orange, wide eyes. What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, but they want it to be 90 minutes. And Confluence kind of stated they don't want to do any more. Like he doesn't at least want to do more than like maybe a 3-minute opening each, which I was like, damn, that's going to be a long ass open dialogue. But okay, I mean, whatever you want to do.
It'll be fine.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know that word should that could go 50 different ways. So I'll be interested. This one might be.
He asked my opinion, and I said it's pretty fucking broad, and it could get into the weeds. And the only thing I can do is just try to keep you guys on the path. But also, I don't have like muting powers, so I'm gonna have to like flash my screen, like this.
That's not
to get their
not
fucking
gonna work.
attention.
You're gonna have to pretty much. The best thing you can do is cam up and yell at them.
Well, that's the thing is that like camming up would help. That's why I kind of like offered, hey, I'll flash my screen on and off. But if they're both like yelling at each other, you know how that goes. They're not going to hear me.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
Are they both typically aggressive? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know much about Corey, but I can tell you Confluence can get pretty heated.
I think Confluence will be the one to overtalk the most. Corey tends, like I said,
it's going to be
talking.
6:30 to 7 EST. Wait, hold on. Yeah, he said 6:30 to 7 Mountain, my time.
Wait, so, whose show is this on?
It's going to be on Confluence's channel.
Confluence's, which makes no sense because if you're going to have a debate, the debate is always held on a neutral channel that usually the mod is associated with.
Well, worse. Okay, if Ag here doesn't have the controls, right? Who's got the controls?
That's the thing. That's why I was like, that's why it's going to be kind of difficult. Yeah.
I offered up for them to use this channel.
I offered it and I told him, but
I have no problem giving Ag the keys and letting him run it.
That's what I told him too. I was like, if you want to do that, I mean, or if you want to also, Beth, even if it's temporary, I don't care. Like, I'm not going to fuck anybody over with their shit, but
yeah, I trust you.
It's just kind of like, it makes it a little bit more difficult for me to moderate. And I told him like, I told him like, you guys would be better off too. And the chat, whoever's watching would definitely, enjoy it a lot more if there's at least some kind of, because if they both start spurging out at each other, I'm not going to be able to stop it.
So let me give you a rundown on a couple of the ideas. So I remember your discussion about you wanted to do like a debate system, right? So I started looking into a leaderboard development script. Basically, it's I'm gonna have to get with a lot of y'all and figure out like how you normally do scoring kind of thing. Believe it or not, some of it can be automated. What you do is you just basically associate points with rules. So like an example would be, let's just say ad hominems. Believe it or not, you don't manually have to do that. YouTube's got some really messed up systems in there where we'll actually pull that up. I mean, you have to double check the score to make sure, right? But a lot of it can be automated. It's just going to be anything that's going to be based off of a rationality claim. Then you're going to have to go back to the human side of it. But it can be done.
Well, that's if you're going to have somebody actually judging it. Like he's not, I don't think they're having anybody actually judge this. They're just, you know what I mean? They're both just going to argue and.
Steelman actually has a program. It's an AI program that reads and judges debates and works really good. I mean, shit, it voted against me.
There's the transcripts are actually generated live on YouTube, strangely enough. And so you can pull that generally as long as the configuration's set right and Google stops breaking shit. But there's access to it, right? So the vernacular is there. Now, how fast it processes is a different story. Figure that out, right? But if somebody can figure out like a point system based on, let's just say like ad hominems, right? Like you go down your damn list, you can actually make this fairly functional.
And that's, I don't know. I guess that's what's different with me. When I see ad homs, I neither give or take away points. It's not really like I would rather take away points for ad hom than give points. You know.
Right.
But it's neutral for me. Like if someone throws in an insult, like Andrew does that a lot. You know, he's like, you know, blah 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 blah, you dumb motherfucker. It's like, I mean, I'm not going to give a point for that, but I might not take away a point. necessarily, unless you just keep trailing on about it. Like if you just start insulting and it's just that's all your argument is.
Well,
Then,
there you go too.
Yeah, there's a
Repeating.
line.
right.
There you go. You can actually automatically detect repeating. There's a lot of weird shit that can go a little bit faster. So that, and I still say that you can't 100% rely on it, or you shouldn't. We'll put it that way. You still got to have like a human there available. But if we can get like a decent leaderboard system that's functional, I think that might work very well in your favor.
Well, my plan is to do a lot of, as far as with the channel.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be more based on discussion, and if debates grow out of it, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Okay.
I would be happy to like say I have a full panel and we're having a discussion on something, and then two people are really kind of getting a little contentious with it. Okay, let me give you guys 10 minutes. Chat rules. Let's go. You know.
Okay. That's doable too.
As well as hosting full-length debates on, at other times. And like I said, doesn't even have to be me modding. I'm happy to let Ag do it, or allow guest mods to do whatever. I'm more than happy to host, more than happy to mod, whatever. But yeah, pretty much that, and I want to run a couple different. I want to do reaction, of course, because the reactions are going to not necessarily to debates, but to social and cultural topics and different videos and clips that surface up.
Okay, yeah, that makes kind of sense to kind of like touch all the way around it and just see what sticks. That works.
And on top of that, I actually got permission to cover some content that I'm really excited about, and I'm going to be putting together a Thursday evening show.
Yeah, if it's what you were telling me about earlier, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. It's pretty much. It's
going to
be
the Epstein files or something. You're going to drop a hint? Nothing.
Oh yeah. I'm giving the hint right now. It's going to be dealing with psychopathy, psyops, and pretty much the likes thereof.
I don't know. I don't know any of you people like that. I don't know any of y'all.
We all know crazy people. They just blend in really well.
Oh no, that's not what she's talking about. When she said psyops, boy, that's very specific.
Yeah. Not necessarily breaking into like the different conspiracies and that kind of things, but how psyops are used, why they're used, are they are they useful as tools?
Absolutely.
Absolutely is correct.
I mean, even if you wanted to go kind of like somewhat nuanced, right? That's all marketing systems work this way.
Of course.
So that would be like now when governments do it, people get a little pissy. But I mean,
that's because they have way more resources and can do it a lot better. Probably.
I don't know about that. I've worked with State Department for I don't know how long. I don't actually. The only reason that it's effective isn't because of the manipulation that goes in with negotiations. It's actually that back end of leverage of just force, right? Like you're either going to do it the easy way or the hard way. You pick.
That goes with like what I was saying, like the resources and.
But it also takes away like the capability of like laying claim that you can use it for anything, right? I still say that marketing. At the end of the day, I'm going to have to lean real heavy on the marketing is a lot more effective at it. Because once you start bringing in money at that degree, fuck, man, you can't really screw up as much. Damn. That's what I said. You see, you said psyop, I was like, I know what this is going. I don't like it.
It's going to be pretty deep.
I don't know any of you people.
Oh. But we haven't gotten divorced yet. Come on.
We got married. Was I drunk? I keep forgetting. Where were we?
Vegas.
I think it happened at OG's. The fascist sanctioned it.
What was it? Oh, it was oh God, it was sanctioned, wasn't it?
It
Son
was
of a bitch.
sanctioned, but I think it was while we were watching gay N-words from outer space or whatever it was.
All that fucking horrible film. I can't believe he made us watch. I can't believe I sat through that.
That killed me, dude. I was dying. I'm like, the fuck am I watching?
Steelman, I don't know. Like, I'm just seeing him in the comments. Is this fucking? Oh, I see what this is. Okay,
He's in the
he's in the
he's in the
YouTube
YouTube.
chat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I posted the link, but no, he wants to just
quit
throw
spurging
rocks
from the
at the
chat.
girl
Get up
from
here,
down there.
Steelman. But don't spurg up here though either.
Fucking lurker. Jesus Christ. It's everybody's a peeping Tom. Nobody wants to come up here and
He's not even.
join the
He's
orgy.
not even really being a ninja about it either.
He'll behave himself.
He said Beth is a hip. He said, you're a hip.
Kind of a barefoot, dirty hippie.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you really?
Yeah, Beth was the one on top of her van in a park.
Never had a van.
Well, I mean, we're talking about the arrest video.
Oh, yeah, no, I wasn't that skinny when I was that age.
Damn. You know, the sad part is I live around, I think about maybe 8-9 miles from Woodstock. I hate hippies. Like, I'm really sorry. I just can't stand the little bastards.
My parents were like real hippies.
Like I make my own cough syrup and shit, but like, and I like to run around barefoot outside, and I have a pretty big fucking garden most of the time.
That town of Bethel, man, we're out here like because we live on the same highway. It's right up the road, right? You'll get weird people come through, and my God, we try our damnedest to make those tourists like lives uncomfortable. I was actually glad when the brewery got like foreclosed on there.
Yeah, dude, you're only like 2.5 hours from me. So is Rob Demetria. He's really close to me too.
Demetria, do I know?
Oh yeah, Rob. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's from Abe's chat. He's really close to me as well.
I'm hearing names and I vaguely remember people. I just, man, I need to get out more. That's my problem.
Well, you went all quiet for a bit there. I think we all just assumed you were working or, off yourself again.
I got busy. I got 2 servers I'm building at the same time, and I'm not particularly. I don't know how I got suckered into that.
Tagged you, all right.
There's always something weird going on. I usually don't mind helping. It's just, damn, I always make the mistake of biting off more than I can chew. But for you, I started tinkering around with the whole leaderboard system. I mean, obviously it's going to be one part of it, but I started tinkering around, trying to make it as easy as humanly possible. I got a couple scripts for back ends on StreamYard. Little glitchy here and there, but I'm working on it.
I don't know anything of what you're talking about. But then again, like I said, I mean, God, it's not even a good day for me. I've been burning the candle at both ends for a hot minute now. And it has caught up to me really fucking hard.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the boat I'm in, man. I've been in such fucking pain for the past 2 weeks. I maybe get like 2 to 3 hours of sleep a night, and I'm fucking.
Yep.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Get
some peppermint oil. It's gonna become your best friend.
I take peppermint oil pills every morning.
No. You want to open that shit up. You want to rub it right on your neck like it's icy hot.
So see,
it feels so good. Like
I've got some really good CBD because I'm in Colorado, so I got some really good CBD THC roller.
Nice.
And that works pretty good.
I've got some of that too.
Well, it's just not long lasting. It just doesn't last very long.
Yeah, I'm not particularly a big fan of icy hot. I ruin myself.
I can't use anything with menthol. Like even though menthol is derived from peppermint oil, I can do peppermint oil, but when it comes to menthol, it fucks me up bad.
Well, like seriously though, like I mean, I'm fucking hitting it right now. I fucking put peppermint oil on my neck like 4 times a day at least. And it just to fucking keep it. Just make sure you wash your hands before you go to the bathroom.
That's where I fucked fucked up, right? Because you're not thinking about it, right? You just, oh, okay, right, and then you go in there, and yeah,
Like, whoa.
Yo,
that
my ex-
sensation it sneaks up on you pretty damn quick, right?
oh
And doesn't work
yeah,
out
it
so
sure
well.
does. My ex-husband one time, I was putting peppermint oil on my back. He was just coming out of the shower and wrapped in a towel, and he came out and made some, obnoxiously sexual comment towards me. And so I walked up to him and I reached inside of his towel and I fucking cupped his nuts. And he got excited for a second. And then I watched his face slowly just shift into a pure look of horror. And anyone who's ever worked with peppermint oil before knows that when you put water on it, it makes it worse.
Yeah, they don't tell you that on the instruction label either, right?
Yeah,
And
no, you want to go for like vegetable oil,
Some
olive
fucking
oil.
Dawn dish soap on that shit.
No. The best thing you can do, especially if you get it like close to your eyes or whatever, is go get some coconut oil or olive oil and just fucking rub that shit on there, and it'll dilute it instantly. But if you put water on it, it like totally amplifies it and spreads it really fast. And this dumbass just went and ran for that fucking shower, and I just sat here and giggled. Yeah.
Mhm.
Sucks to be you.
To be fair, right? Like you're caught at your weakness. You're not thinking clearly, right? Like when you're going through that, you're just focused on like make it stop now.
Make it stop, make it stop, make it stop. Yeah.
So, like, basically overpower the oil with more oil.
Yeah, exactly. It'll actually dilute it. Whereas water just fucking damps that shit up and will have you on fucking fire.
Yeah, it's like drinking water after a hot pepper. It really doesn't do anything.
Look at Steelman in the chat. I think he's a masochist.
What did he say now?
He wants peppermint oil on his nutsack, is what he say.
Steelman, you got this time to chat. Get up here and talk, man.
For real, come join us. I pinned the fucking link, dude.
If you haven't noticed, man, like we're more in the middle. We don't hate you.
We're good people.
Yeah, come on, man.
Well, they are. I'm not a good person. I don't know where the hell that came from.
Shut up, Josh. Wait till he gets up here.
Yeah, but I ain't got no beef with Steelman, so what do I care, right?
Yeah. I mean, I really don't either. I mean, I know Steelman just does Steelman things, so it's okay.
I was just pushed back on the whole good boy shit, right? Like it's not what I'm known for.
All right, you're a decent fella.
That's even. You might as well just call me a pussy. I mean, that's the same damn thing.
You're my bottom bitch.
I wasn't
okay.
Okay, now that's just humiliating. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that
There's
one.
no winning.
Butters already taught
Josh,
us
you're a fucking asshole.
There you go. Put some respect on my name. Yeah, that's it right there. Damn. I hate this role. I'm sitting here looking and like, yeah, in one breath it's funny as hell, and I'm just realizing if anybody sees this damn thing on me, right? Like all I need is a screenshot. Flo went at me. Did you see that show about the touching the black hair thing, right? So I'm like the creepy white boy on this. Oh, I gotta give you this link, man. I got dragged so bad, right? And then I don't know how. I thought I linked it to Flo, just like, hey, check this shit out, right? Like I'm the creepy white boy kind of thing. But he didn't get the link from me, apparently. It just showed up on his algorithm. So this fucker decides he's gonna do a review of it. So I got dragged twice. I was like, you motherfucker.
I did not see it. I missed it. When did this happen?
A couple of days ago, but I got my ass humiliated.
Where was this at?
The Voice of Venus.
Hi,
There he
Steelman.
is. What's up, Steelman?
Hello.
Coming on.
We're not gonna bite too hard. It's okay.
Yeah, don't sound too pathetic, man. Come on.
No, I was just gonna watch, but I thought I would throw some eggs every once in a while, I guess, from the panel instead of the chat.
Raw or hard boiled?
Of course, that's the best way to do it. That's what I do.
Are they raw or hard boiled?
Frozen. What are you talking
They're
about?
rotten. They're raw, rotten eggs.
Oh,
Yeah.
The
yeah.
ones that are all
You know how
black
much of a pain in
inside.
the ass those are to clean off a windshield?
He went straight. He went straight for biological warfare instantly, right? That'll tell you something about a person.
You know, if you
Vegan
freeze
eggs.
them and you throw them hard enough, you can break the window, get into the car, do it at nighttime. They won't find it till tomorrow when it's thawed out and everywhere.
Absolutely.
But if you throw them when they're
Nice.
frozen, does it crack the shell? And that would lead to
It'll,
my next question. Can they get your fingerprints off of that?
it'll crack the shell, and trust me, you want to be handling them with gloves anyways. I mean, they're rotten eggs.
Oh, now you're
Sometimes
getting
they
into
just fucking explode for no reason, like a fucking hand grenade.
now you're getting into the ice pick murder weapon, which we're not going to start discussing.
I don't know. That sound. You know what? That sounds like my kind of topic right there.
You know, because you get the piece of ice or whatever, the sharp piece of ice, and then it melts by the time the crime is found
The
finished.
weapon has evaporated. Correct.
I took my kids
Hey,
skiing a couple of years ago, and the hotel or it's like a lodge kind of thing that we stayed at. I don't know if you ever heard of the Monarch Ski Resort or Monarch Ski. It's in Colorado here, but anyways, I'm sure Steelman's heard of it. But
does Anson run that one?
I don't know if anybody was running it. It was a pretty shit show. But anyways, like you could walk out of our room and there was this walkway and then there was the gutters. We were on the top floor and the gutters were literally peeling off the side of the building because of the icicles hanging down. And these fucking icicles were like 6 feet long.
Jesus.
It was like I broke one off and I was like, oh shit, that bitch weighed a ton. And yeah, you could probably stab a motherfucker with those. Just saying.
Yeah.
See, I'm sitting here thinking, how the hell a 6-foot icicle, man? I'm just instantly go to liability.
I got
insurance.
pictures of it
Instantly.
somewhere, so I could probably. I don't know if I could share it somehow. I'd have to find them, but they're pretty epic.
That's kind of concerning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember getting warned about icicles when I was a kid.
Yeah, they're deadly if they fall.
Oh
You're-
yeah,
you're under
they
them.
sure the fuck are. They sure are.
So you got warned about like reasonable stuff. Yeah, that's not fair. My old man. So like my old man was born in like 1926. I got warned about weird shit in the worst possible way. Like my old man had completely convinced me that gonorrhea was cured by putting your stuff out on a slab and hitting it with a wooden hammer.
God, what the fuck?
This is what this man put in my head
Like
at
a
like
meat
15
tenderizer, you
years
mean?
old. I
Oh
ain't
my
lose my virginity till 17 because of that bastard. Because of that damn conversation. Had me
Well,
scared shitless.
well,
Well, no,
I'm going to
that's not
deny
too
that.
late.
Yeah, I was never. My dad was fucking. He was a hippie, and then by the time I was born, he was a fucking drunk. So I'm not going to sit here and say that I was warned of anything.
I just got warned of weird shit in the
That
worst
was-
possible way. And strangely enough, it was effective. That's the part that concerns the shit out of me.
It was a what?
So like the idea of how gonorrhea got cured was putting your junk out on a table and hitting it with a wooden hammer. Keep in mind, 1926 was the year he was born. He went through World War II, right? I didn't question him. This old man never barely even talked. But when he did speak, right, you're not expecting a big ass whopper to come out of his mouth like this, right? So I don't know any better.
Did your dad have you when he was older?
Oh yeah. I was one of those oopsie babies, right?
Yeah, so was I. Yeah.
Yeah. When I say oopsie, man, it was bad. Like my mom and dad actually got married in Las Vegas, right? Like that's even worse. Oopsie, mistake upon mistake. What the hell were they thinking? There's all kinds of weird shit in there.
My
Yeah.
parents met in a cult.
Well,
Well, you
damn.
guys want to hear something? Your
What's
parents
up?
what?
What's that?
Your parents what, Beth?
Met in a cult.
What? I want to hear what cult. I mean, tell
The Mormon.
Uh,
say that.
They met in the Way Ministry.
Oh, damn. I was close.
What's
I don't
that?
even
Like a church?
know how my parents met.
Yeah. It was under Dr. Victor Werewolf, who
Well, there's the
can't
name.
I can't remember everything that he taught, but I know one big thing he taught that Jesus was not God. There were teachings about it was a lot. There was a lot of prosperity gospel. It almost had some bits and pieces that are somewhat reminiscent of like the children of God, that one, but not so much sex at all. And then it also had aspects that have been adopted by like 12 tribes. So
Okay.
it's an interesting like it was a very charismatic ministry too, on top of that.
So you call it a cult, but it was just like you would call every church a cult, then, kind of, right? Is that what
It's
you're saying?
listed, well, it's actually listed as a cult now.
Yeah, I mean, depending on the sect of religion you're in, it could be a cult. Yes.
Yeah, anything
It is a form of Christianity, but it's actually considered on the list of cults. And I'm gonna look up
I
why.
mean, the thing is it's the debate whether, it's like we have all the time. If I say I am God, people say no, you're not. Well, that's like saying Jesus is not God. If Jesus says you are gods, and we say, well, we're gods like Jesus, we can get into the debate of whether Jesus is God or we are gods. But I mean, it's not like that far off to say Jesus wasn't God. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that a lot
Well,
of Christians.
yeah, that's like that's a main part of Christianity is believing that.
Yeah, so I think that that's the cult aspect of Christians who believe that, right? And that's like the false teaching, the
So
idolization of Christ above.
Yeah, but not by
there's a
legal definition, right? So when you get the legal definition of an occult, right, they're talking about like membership being forced, or you can't leave, or it's got some kind of weird like give up all your money and
Yep, give up all your shit. Yep.
weird stuff like that is usually where the
well,
legal
that's
definition comes in.
Yeah. So
So
Beth, were they in
Christ,
that?
yeah,
um,
Christianity does kind of move that way too, a little
well,
bit.
this is
But
all right. So I just pulled up the way ministry today is considered to be a cult for the following reasons. Um, One, they had manipulative recruitment using love bombing, deceptive invitations, and targeting vulnerable individuals. They utilized control and isolation, discouraging outside relationships, uh, claiming absolute authority, intolerance for question, and they use fear. The group reportedly uses fear, such as warnings of divine retribution or the dangers of leaving, to maintain control over its members, and actually punishes members for leaving the group.
Yeah, too vague, right? Just go right into the vulnerable members. What are we talking about? Like old people with social security checks, that kind of
Um,
thing? Is there any details there?
not even probably
Primarily young people, such as college students who are
Ah,
new
people that
to
are
an area and don't know anyone.
yeah more easily manipulatable, or
yeah.
however you want to say that.
Yeah, members are often pressured to drop out of school and sever ties with family and friends, making it
Who
difficult to leave the group. The group has been criticized for its authoritarian structure, which lacks meaningful accountability for leaders, and critical inquiry is not tolerated. The members are discouraged from questioning the group's beliefs or leadership.
Where did the designation come from?
Hang on, and I shall find out.
Has to
Non-cult people.
at the very least, it has to be a letter agency. At the very least.
Yeah, it's just another cult.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Like for a legal designation, it's going to have to come from a letter agency. But like, there's all kinds of groups that are out there that get called it, right? They might vaguely match.
I would argue that some of the letter agencies are cults in themselves.
Well, yeah, by definition, a government would have to be.
Yeah.
Well, like Mormonism would fall under those things, right? Mormonism would definitely be considered a cult, right? Is that?
Yes, but the only
Yeah.
ones that ever have legal designations are the offshoots of Mormonism. But that's usually because they'll get into guns or something like that.
Or
Then
they
it gets
can't.
really bad.
Or they can't hire the lawyers they need.
Yeah.
I have that book. So I'm reading up on it, and so like Dr. Werble developed the Power for Abundant Living Bible course, Bible study course, which was published under that name in 1971. I actually have 2 copies of that. Changed the name of his ministry to The Way Incorporated in 1955. And in 1957, resigned from the Evangelical and Reformed Church to devote himself to his ministry full time. In 1975, emerged the new church, right? The Way experienced significant growth in the 1970s after some leaders of the Jesus People, a religious movement that spread among young adults in the counterculture, began using Werewolf's study course and formed independent churches based on those teachings. Then Werewolf merged the new churches with his own organization and named the resulting group The Way International, but it soon separated from the Jesus People over doctrinal differences. The Way International was widely denounced as a cult that brainwashed youthful converts, and opponents of the group made many attempts to draw away members through deprogramming. In the 1990s, the idea that new religious movements practiced brainwashing lost favor, and practice deprogramming disappeared. The group assumed a lower profile.
Yeah, the answer was in there. Widely announced basically means society. But what year was the merging of the different?
Would you say 1970?
In 1975, he merged the new churches with his own organization, resulting in the group The Way International, which I have a ton of books. I actually burned a lot.
Yeah, but the 1970s, so there was like half a dozen organizations that did this shit. Like, this is the same time that Jim Jones was doing his shit, right? So it's like, it's not like we're not talking about like a 1 or 2 or maybe 5 groups, right? We're talking about hundreds of groups across the U.S. were doing this shit.
Yeah.
It's almost like everybody that had a cockamamie idea could possibly pull this off.
Yeah.
What the hell was going on in the 70s that we all of a sudden had to start, like, I don't know, chasing down religious cults? So, like, what were y'all doing? How much drugs were you guys doing?
A lot.
Shit.
Well, that was the thing, was they would kind of seek out people in that condition and pull them into the church to save them, if you will. And that's where the programming began.
See, this is a problem. I have to go against the seek out part, right? Because if it's that much...
Well, they sought them out. As a matter of fact, they had their own businesses. They had group homes that they put together and ran. In fact, when my parents split up, my dad moved into one of them. But even before I was born, they had a cleaning business and a window wash. It started off with window washing in LA, and then it expanded into private cleaning and industrial cleaning. And so they had their own businesses and whatnot, and everything. Like, when you joined the church, all of your stuff was given to the church. When you went to work, it all went to the church.
Yeah, that was part of their profit. How they that PROF profit.
That part was generally normal, at least in the 70s, right? But now here's where my contention is so, like, you say that, okay, they were targeted, right? Like, people were specifically targeted. I agree if it's a concept of you're looking, like, if you have a niche group that you deal with, let's just say young students, right? But if I can go down the 1970s, let's just say 5, we'll cut it in half. So 1970 or 1975 to 1980. If I can pull up a list of like 400 groups that all did this bullshit, like, could we finally just give up on the idea that something was wrong with people that would actively seek out this bullshit?
Absolutely. I mean, we can even see that with
I would argue that there's probably the same, if not more, now.
Well, yeah.
People are always looking for some kind of validity of how they interpret what they want, as opposed to.
I agree the numbers, because the idea of grifting on anything that provides possibility of hope, right, generates revenue.
Right.
I wouldn't contend that one. I'm just something happened where this just exploded, and I'm trying to figure out what the hell that
Well,
could
what I'm
possibly be.
Well, what I would like to say, I don't know, it's just that, like, history, the way it's written, isn't necessarily exactly how it happened, right? And, like, when they say that this cult was seeking these people out, we don't know if that was necessarily the case or how they were actually recruiting their members. I would like to know the details because there's a good chance that, like you were talking about, there was a lot of, it was the psychedelic magic, psychedelic mushrooms and LSD were just discovered during that time period.
Fuck
They
was
Yeah,
weren't
going on in
illegal
the
at that time.
70s? See, this is why I
during
keep asking about the 70s. What was
well,
going on in the 70s? I was born in 84. What do I
Yeah,
know?
so, and
what
like you see here,
when
Hang
were
on.
these psychedelics discovered?
Well, they've been around
so
forever, but go
Well,
ahead.
but no, but no, they
William.
weren't brought to the mainstream. They weren't actually discovered by the Western world or the Western mainstream world until I think it was the '60s when Gordon Wasson brought it to life in Time magazine. It was either Time or Life magazine. Gordon
Well,
Wasson, the first to make it known because he went down to Mexico, discovered that it was the psilocybin mushroom that they were using in the Catholic ceremonies.
what
To,
about
to,
peyote?
to, to Josh's point, that's why you would have these religious cults all popping up right around that time, is because these sacred sacraments were all around all the time. But now they've all been cleaned off the streets and demonized. So you don't now everyone's just falling into this orthodox fucking bread and great bullshit again.
Damn, I like
well,
the bullshit, but that's actually a good explanation. I think I might buy into that one.
well, I do know for a fact, especially because I know how my parents got into the ministry. Okay, and I know how they helped bring other people into the ministry. Um, this was very much a situation where they did look for people who were generally uncomfortable with their lives or struggling with some form of addiction or going through a traumatic time, for instance, a divorce or whatever. And
Well, if I can get promised a wife, right? Can I join the ministry?
get what?
Can I join the ministry? If I get a
They're
wife,
still
I think I might sign up.
they're still around today. Um,
Can their women cook and clean and all that good stuff?
um, I'm
But,
not entirely sure, honestly.
Is that
However, I
like
mean,
is
like
that
I
like being guaranteed 57 virgins or whatever too?
yeah, I don't want to wait till
well, you would.
after death, right? I want my virgins now.
That's the other
Okay,
thing, though, is you're gonna have
that's
to
fair.
give all your shit to the church too.
Oh,
Um,
I'm
all
poor
your
as shit.
furniture will be sold, and
Oh,
you
that's
know,
no problem. I'll show up
Well,
with
so what do they
my
want you to sit on at your house? I mean, you just is this a Buddhist thing now?
well, what they do is they'll take what they need and put it into the group homes, and then whatever they don't need, well, sell it and make a profit. Um,
That meaning what they deem you don't need.
and um, like we're talking, I mean, there. I remember one of the group homes my dad moved into when my parents split up. There were like 8 men living there, and they ranged. I mean, I think the youngest was like 19, and then the oldest was, an older gentleman who was a widower. Um, and while that can be really good bonding and a really good thing for um, people, you also have to look at what the motivations are and what they're being taught in the process. I mean, the group Children of God used a very similar structuring technique, except that they used sex in order. Are you guys familiar with Children of God? What they did?
Not
I have heard
really.
of Children of God, but I'm not familiar with
They
anything else.
created a technique that they called flirty fishing, where the women in the church would prostitute themselves
Oh, I'm signing up. Where's
and
the application?
use that to bring people in. And they had big orgies and things of this
Uh,
nature.
uh,
However,
Okay,
however,
I'm
There
done.
was
I'm
also
sold. Where's the application? Where do I?
wait a second. You might want to hear the rest before you get so damn sold.
No, we're
I'm
sold.
sold now. There is no downside to this. I don't care if I have to
Yeah.
drink Kool-Aid and die. Right? Just give it to me
Well,
He's
now.
pretty
the
cool.
leader,
I gotta admit, he's
the
pretty cool.
leader did not believe in an age of consent.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah,
There
hold
were
on.
Yeah.
severe
I'm not going to
issues.
prison accidentally
Yeah,
for
calm
religious, right?
down. That's
There were severe issues when it came to the treatment of children within that
I
within that
believe that there's
ministry.
probably some. I believe she's probably mischaracterizing some of it at that in there.
No, I'm not. No, I'm
By
not.
age of consent, though, I'm saying maybe they believed that like once a woman hit puberty, she was actually a woman or something
No,
like
no, no,
that.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
that's
think.
what
no.
she's
They were
talking
full
about,
on
dude.
children. They were full on
Yeah, but she.
children and teaching children to dance provocatively and perform striptease at ages as young as 6.
Yeah, and also Steelman, that's a bad argument because, like, do you have any daughters? You know
I
what? You
do
don't have
get
to
what
answer that.
I
I
get
do
what
have daughters, and they can go through puberty really young, bro. That's
I
not a
get what
good
he's
argument.
saying, in the sense of like, if we were to look at ancient cultures, like let's say a female went through puberty at 15, that would make sense for them to get married and become a mother. Um, However, we live in a very different time frame now, and this is I'm talking about something extremely different. I'm talking about full on, extremely young aged. Um, and this was very common. You can find documentaries about the children of God everywhere,
Yeah, and I'm not saying
as well
like
as survivors of the group.
but
It's pretty bad. It,
yeah,
and as a matter of fact, the leader of the group, he believed that he was maybe the reincarnation of Abraham or something. And he actually changed his name and he made pamphlets that he hand drew, and they made tons of copies of them and handed them out to everyone in the ministry, and it taught them how to use sexual activities to get closer to God. Um, and it did include sharing your wives and your children, and yeah, it was bad, 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 bad stuff. What was his name? I think it's like David Berg or something like that. Um, very
Yeah, I mean, I'm
fucked
not
up
like, obviously
guy.
going to advocate for all those details, but I do know that like sometimes when people, try to say steel man my position, it doesn't necessarily come out as a steel man. And whether or not if she is steel manning his position, I'm not saying that I would agree with that, but I do sort of not disagree with the idea that there should be or there could be, discourse or still, untapped into ideas about how God can be related to or found within you know sex. Or I'm not saying that I believe that's true or anything like that, but I'm saying that if somebody believes
Yeah,
that, I'm not going
Wait,
to call them crazy or something.
wait, sir,
uh,
have you never screamed out, "Oh my God," with a girl on top of you?
right. But
You
so
when
know,
you start getting into the area of children, that's where you get all
Oh yeah,
fucked
well,
up.
that
yeah,
breaks
yeah.
me.
That's
so
so I agree with you.
yeah,
I don't like.
if you have Netflix, there actually
Exactly.
is a documentary called Children of God on there, that has been put together by a bunch of people who grew up in the group. It also goes by the Family International. And I was correct. The leader's name was David Byrd. This was formed in 1968. He was in Huntington Beach, California,
God, it's gotta
originally
be
calling
Kelly.
it Teens for Christ. Um,
No,
Damn.
now the main question at hand, Beth, is whether or not he was trying to, you know, uh, it was about, basically underage. I don't want to really, talk about stuff, but that
yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing.
You got to be careful.
Because everything
Um,
else was kind of above board for like the most part. As far as like if he wanted an orgiastic society and he was an advocate for that or whatever, like maybe that's a debatable issue that he could hold up.
yeah, this was beyond that. I definitely, I highly recommend. Um, you look into, like, it's really easy to find information on the children of God.
Yeah, Yeah, he might have
And
taken it to the extreme, but what I'm saying is maybe he was on had he not taken it to the so far extreme, like then maybe there are people like who tap into those ideas, not with those like the children ideas, but like the other ideas
yeah,
that
I
don't take
got
it to
you.
that extreme. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is we don't want to throw the baby out the bathwater. Like just because somebody got shot with a gun, we shouldn't say all guns are bad, right? It's like just because this guy went overboard with his fucking cult shit doesn't mean that all cults or something like that are necessarily bad or wrong.
Man, my
That's all I'm trying to say.
my argument's going to be based on a value judgment call. I know a little bit subjective, right? But hear me out here, right? So forget the younger ones, right? The mouthy, they make too much damn noise, they whine and cry too much, right? Go after the old ones, right? With a really bad case of cerebral palsy. She can't go wrong. Plus, she probably knows how to cook, right? You ain't gonna starve to death. There's extra benefits that come with it, right? I think we're going in the wrong direction here, looking for benefits in life.
Well, yeah, like I think the ownership of women and all that stuff. Like people say, why is like it contributes to the divorce rate and all that stuff, and we have such a high divorce rate and all that stuff because like maybe we're not supposed to be monogamous. I mean, clearly the numbers show we're not supposed to be. And it's all about this jealousy thing. It's all about this ownership of people thing, and it's like if people could just be cooler and let people do what they want to do and be cool with it and not be so jealous,
What's wrong
then
with
it might
jealousy?
lead to a natural orgiastic society where hey, it's like. What I'm saying? Instead of the dude killing somebody because he fucked his wife, be like, yeah, that dude's got good taste. And she obviously wants to fuck us both. Why don't we just both fuck her? It's like it's not that big of a deal. But people make such a big deal about it.
Well, I don't know. That's pretty big.
Yeah, that's the line.
I
I'm
can
I
make
don't.
I
I
can make
don't
an argument it's
share
good
my
for the
toys
economy,
very well.
but I mean, I don't know.
What's up, Beth? See, Beth likes it. She's down.
That I don't like to share my toys.
Oh, now she's referring to us
oh.
as the toy. Jesus, that's how this works. Fuck. I liked it better when she was in the kitchen. I am so done with this shit now, right? That insult comes reverse back on me. I'm done.
No, yeah, I genuinely, I have an appreciation for monogamy.
Yeah, I don't think I like it when women fight back, though. That's the problem. God damn it.
I can't say I agree with Steelman on that one. That's kind of a line I don't cross there. I'm not gonna let some other dude plow my wife. I don't have a wife anymore, but I mean,
Well,
you get my
that's kind of to my point. Like there is some other dude that is probably plowing your wife right now, and that's kind of my point.
No, Steelman.
yeah, bro.
No,
My wife
Oh,
passed away
oh,
6 years ago.
oh,
So
sorry, dude. Wrong.
yeah,
it's okay.
I went the wrong way with that. Then
yeah.
I
See,
apologize.
that's why you should just slow down and listen sometimes. You got 2 years.
Oh,
Listen
sorry.
more
Well,
than
I was
Thank,
just thinking because a lot of people, are
thank
in
you
a
for
divorce situation.
apologizing quickly.
yeah, that's okay.
I
It's
did.
all good. I've heard it all. So now, nobody's ever
Sorry.
said that in response to that. But
Sorry, dude. Okay, let's back it up. Let's just
but
back it up.
but if I did
Rewind.
still have my wife, even then, like looking back now, it's like, oh my God, it's been 6 years already. I miss her so much. But even then, it was like when I had her, I wouldn't be allowing another dude to plow her. It's not
Yeah.
something that and it's not even something that she would be okay with if I were to go do like even if she could watch. It's not like
Yeah.
okay, she's hot, cool. Oh well, hey, here you go. No, that's just not.
Yeah.
Especially,
No.
especially, it's like, well, let's just do it all together. You know what I mean? There's a kind of intimacy involved when you get married and you have that one person, and you finally figured out what love really is. You don't want to share that. That's something you don't, because I mean, it just
Yeah.
lessens that. You know that's the thing about scarce items. It's like why things are worth so much sometimes, even if it's not like a monetary value. When you find that person you love, why the fuck would you why the fuck would you share it or get rid of it?
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. I don't see what the problem is with calling it ownership, right? I mean, it starts out that way, right? Usually after a couple of years, right, you realize who's really in control, right? Because, yeah, you're doing them dishes, right? Or you're cut off. I mean,
But
I don't know, man.
okay. Well, I do have two responses to that, which is I do agree ultimately for the utilitarian reason that, if you're going to have children, I think that the men, well, see, it just goes down to, I mean, I would want to raise my children as a man, but if you're not even concerned about raising your children, then I guess it wouldn't matter. But if you want to know who your kids are, then obviously you wouldn't want other dudes involved because then your wife is going to be having kids that aren't yours, and then obviously
I,
that's
I
not
want to
good.
keep.
So,
Well, I want to keep the
but
wife, right, and then send the kid off to like little Chinese factory. Fuck the
but the
Chinese,
thing
right? We've
is,
got our own little
Oh my
midgets
god.
with small hands
Gosh.
to drive screw. Well, I'm sorry, apologize.
but really, okay, it's this whole idea of the wife though is probably is the flaw because what I mean is most guys like get divorced. Most couples get divorced, and what I mean by that is that they fall in love, yes, but it's a trick of nature to get you to fall in love, to have sex or whatever, to have children, and over time that love, like people know, you have to work on a marriage, right? It doesn't come naturally. It takes work, and it's like,
Yeah.
um, yeah, and it shouldn't take work. It's not the natural way to go
Wait,
about it.
go back.
It,
It shouldn't take work.
Right, because if you're naturally, because that love stage that fades, and why? Because it's just a trick of nature to get you guys to screw and have children, right? So
I
when you
beg to
realize
differ.
that,
I
and
don't
then
know, man. I already had 2 kids when I met my late wife.
well, there's yeah, you're
Maybe I'm
lucky.
just an
Like
outlier or something, but
Well,
no,
I'm trying
you're
to get his
lucky.
value system off
it
the
didn't take
should
much.
not be.
Well, it just didn't take much work, man. I mean, you, I don't know. Maybe that.
Go for
Go
it,
ahead.
still, man.
Go ahead.
Make the full claim because I got to hear this one.
What I'm saying, I mean, I don't really, I'm kind of trying to find the right
Well,
landing spot here, but
it shouldn't take work.
well, no, what I'm saying is that, dude, hold on a second, let me catch my thought again. I was just,
Don't fall asleep, Beth.
I'm not gonna.
so,
Because
so
I'm
yeah, I
gonna
was,
tell you now, I am absolutely on this motto where I'm trying to teach everybody, or at least all the dudes, right? Starfishing is the best way to go. So
You're
the
the
whole
starfishing. That's
the
what I should
whole
have named you.
that's what should have been my
so
role, right?
Limp starfish.
so most
Limp
relationships end up falling.
chocolate
Here's why.
starfish. Oh,
Because people think in these binary black and whites, right? Most
amazing.
relationships end up breaking up because they're not loose like a bridge or whatever, right? If there's any sway to it, they break because they can't handle the fact that maybe, their wife, if their wife, they end up breaking up because they don't want, they get jealous or something like that, and they sneak around each other's backs and they lie to
Yeah,
each other and all that stuff. Yeah, and all of
Sure.
that's unnecessary. If people would just be truthful with each other, then they should love each other for who they are, right? And if you're
but so
It,
that's the thing, though, is if people are being truthful with each other, then the bond should be enough that you are enough for one another. I do understand that there are some personalities that are really set on, uh, you know, um, uh, shit. What's the word here? Polygyny. Okay. I do not think that women should have multiple men. I don't think that it's good for when it comes down to procreating.
it's too much damn
Um,
noise in the house. Just dealing with one is enough. Imagine you have like a couple
yeah,
of daughters, right? Like it is
Well,
really noisy in the house.
if it simply came down to procreation too, then I mean, I would say, you know,
yeah.
I'm not like gonna try to toot any horns or anything, but it kind of seems like if it came down to multiplying, men should have multiple women, because
that's what I'm
men
saying.
can procreate multiple times, and women can only do it at one at
Women,
a time,
correct.
for 9-10 months time period. So, but we're not at that point yet. But that's what everybody's spitting is like
Well,
we're
let me
not
try
at
this, Steel
replacement
man.
level. So what is the answer to being at non-replacement level?
I don't know. I don't
Well,
think the current system is all that flawed. Steelman, let me ask you this question. Outside of marriage, or like what we define as marriage today, right? Outside of that, can you name any other system that like basically ought be easy or less complicated or less effort? Like, is this just applied to this
well, yeah.
system, or is it applied to other things as well?
No, I mean, we get that's like a whole other trail, but it applies to the entire philosophy of life, right? So we're supposed to actually be living on the equator, basically just picking fruits that grow naturally out of the ground. We don't need this big agricultural, or we shouldn't be living in this agricultural society where we depend on tools that depend on tools that depend on tools, and that's all we do is constantly depend on tools and create more tools so that we can depend on those tools, and it's just a continuous
Yeah,
cycle of trying
yeah, we like
to become sustainable, which we will never be
not
until we get back
sustainable,
to
but
that.
just not sustainable, but just I hate for lack of a better word, greedy, right? We just want to be more productive because we want more money or more fruit, right? Like that's why
Well,
we
and it's like
generate.
he's talking about though is the population. Once you've got a population that exceeds the equator, you have to have tools because without tools you can't live outside of the equator.
Sure.
Um, Yeah, so we have to get to a sustainable population where we
What
don't
number
require
would be
tools.
sustainable?
Well, I mean, I don't know the exact number. Basically, where we can live, first of all, on the equator, right? Once we move people out of the equator, again, we've we're outside of our natural environment.
I don't agree with that. I think that you can see the diversity in the resources. Uh, Even, not, I wouldn't say so far north that the cold becomes life threatening, but further away from the equator. The further away you go, the more the resources change. And we know for a fact that those resources, especially when it comes down to food and nutritional value, uh, have specific meanings for our bodies and specific purposes. So, like, I don't think that we're completely meant to just live on the equator. I really don't.
Well, I
Unless
mean,
unless
what
he's
I'm s-
talking about like without clothes and all that other stuff, right? Like
Well,
it
but
depends.
that's the thing
Definitely.
is,
See, that's the thing. He's going to like pure natural man kind of thing.
even on the equator, you would still need clothes due to storms. Okay, take a sandblast to a naked ass and see how that feels. Better yet, see how it feels on your damn pecker. Okay, you're not going to be
But
very
Yeah,
happy
but
at the end of it.
hold up, Adam
you
had a
would
fig leaf. Come on.
you would
Exactly,
yeah.
clothes.
No,
Some
Adam didn't.
body
No,
parts just need to
Beth.
be
You know
covered.
what the first symptom of sin was? Adam put on clothes
I know, and the world
to
changed.
that point.
The world changed due to sin.
But what I'm saying is, clothing is actually the first symptom of sin. If you want to get back, you have to go back to before clothes.
Damn.
You can't. We cannot. The world has been tainted, and we cannot undo that. The only way of undoing that is with
It,
the end of time,
There's little
plain and
maple
simple.
leaves
Okay, and
or oak
at that
leaves.
point, things will be made new. There will not be storms. There will not be dangerous creatures. It's going to go back to the garden,
I
right?
don't know. Being a fascist, well, I'm not exactly a fascist, right? I'm close to it, though. Authoritarian, right? I'm kind of starting to agree with like a Steel Man here. Just the idea is that
You
that
just
that we
want people
must.
naked. You just want people naked.
Well, it's not just a naked thing, right? I think his point could be done with enough population control, right? See, that's how you get sustainability, right? You have to remove some people.
do you? Okay, so then here's Beth. Then it goes into, again, the Garden of Eden, like you're talking about. Well, the only way to get there, get back to this place you're talking about, is actually through Christ, right? It's
Exactly.
actually through eating the body of Christ, which
Here
is the
we go
sacred
again.
psilocybin mushroom, right?
Psilocybin mushrooms are not going to save you from a fucking typhoon or a hurricane
So
blasting your
of
naked
course they
Yeah, but
will.
pools with sand. It's not going
yeah,
to
but
Of
that
help.
would
course they
really
will.
help with
Of
you
course they
not
will.
caring about that
No,
sand
they can
rash you
control the
got.
weather. No,
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
that sand. Do you know it's worse than sandpaper on your nutsack?
But Beth,
Okay,
I
you're
know
not going to
I've.
have to worry about shaving. You're not going to have any skin left.
Well, Beth, to your point, I have controlled the weather on mushrooms. Jesus controlled the weather, and Jesus said we would do greater things than him. For you to tell me that we can't control the weather on mushrooms, I disbelieve that and disregard that and disclaim that.
All right,
And to Josh's
you
point,
don't live that far from me. I'm going to need to see this practice in real time. You're going to have to prove to me. It's getting rather cold where I am. Why don't you flippy boo your ass up here and make it warm again for a little bit longer so I can get some more yard work done?
He's absolutely right. With enough mushrooms, right, man, reality really changes, right? You don't care about the cold. It could be cold, right? But you don't know.
and that too. You know, it's not that you. Yeah, it's that you
I like
realize that it's not as cold as you thought it
sir.
was. It's that you used to be scared of the cold. Dude, that happened to me. What he's talking about. Sorry to interrupt, but I was at
I like
High
10 toes.
Times in Denver, the Cannabis Cup.
Mm.
I think High Times was hosting that or whatever.
Do you think getting
And
high is going to prevent you from getting frostbite?
well, I'm gonna say to Josh's point. Okay, yeah, it probably would. But it was so funny because
Just like it's
Josh,
going to protect your nutsack from a
Josh,
fucking sandstorm.
it was raining at Cannabis Cup, and everyone was all and me and my buddy were tripping balls, and everyone was all crowded under the tents. They looked like a bunch of like little scared little like kittens, and me and him were just tripping, so we weren't bothered by the rain. We were just like walking around like looking at these people like, why the fuck? And then we realized, we were tripping, but everyone looked so stupid because they were all afraid of the rain. And when you're tripping, right, you're not afraid of the rain. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny how people are. Now I'm not afraid of
Once
the rain, but
upon a
people are,
time, I tripped and the moon was flickering like a light bulb that was dying, and I laughed for 20 minutes at it. It didn't do anything special for me, and I had no control over it.
Yeah,
And it
she's not
wasn't
telling
really
you about the
happening.
part where the moon was talking back, like, you motherfucker.
It
who
wasn't
you
really
laughing at, right?
happening. Okay.
No, that's awesome.
If you haven't
I-
counted the blades of grass in your yard, you haven't tripped hard enough.
There you
Oh,
go.
damn.
There you go.
That is somebody with some OCD and high. Jesus, that's got to be entertaining right there. I need to get out more.
Exactly. This guy knows, right? And so, well,
Agrilopolis, you don't have to worry about me falling asleep.
so to bring it full
All
circle
right.
to how this would change the world is, as Josh we're talking about, is that if the whole world, if the Catholic Church instituted the true sacrament, right, instead of giving people a cracker, a saltine cracker, if they gave them the psilocybin mushroom crack, if you had all the Catholics eat mushrooms on next Saturday or Sunday or whenever they do it, that would actually make a big impact. And if they started doing that every week, and this is why you'd have, because Jesus was clearly a hippie. Okay, we don't need to get into the details. Obviously, he was. The hippie movement, this is why they sabotaged it, because it was all about peace, love. I mean, you can't get, if everyone around the world was talking about peace and love, I mean, how else are you going to end all this shit? You know what I'm saying?
I kind of imagine it that would, like, if everybody in all churches all over the place ate mushrooms on the same day. I feel like, have you ever seen that movie The Kingsman, where they're in the church and that sound goes off and that they just all start fucking murdering each other? That's kind of what I imagine happening.
Oh my gosh. Oh, well, okay,
Agrilopolis.
Yeah, you can just call me Ag if that's easier for you.
okay, I got Agrilopolis. So, dude,
Yes, you said it right.
There you go.
it's called the Harvard psilocybin experiment. Okay, they actually Harvard did an experiment where they took the students into a church and gave them all psilocybin, and they weren't killing each other or anything like that. They all had religious experiences. They all said it was an excellent experience.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that. I will grant that. However, they did not and cannot control the weather. It cannot erase sin on a global level. Even if you brought about world peace, what you would actually be bringing about is Armageddon, because that's part of the process, if you will. All right.
I think you're being a little unfair on the judgment here, right?
Well,
like, okay,
I mean,
if we get you high
Josh,
enough, right?
You bottom bitch, get back on the corner and shut that fuckhole.
No, this guy's cool. He's like the only person in the panel verse that will advocate for me.
No,
admittedly,
Josh is cool.
I went
Josh,
a little bit
and
hard on.
fuck you! I sent you info to help you.
To be fair,
Jackass.
I advocate for trouble is really
Hello,
what it boils
Marzag.
down to.
Oh, it's Darth Maul, guys. Welcome, Darth Maul.
What's up?
How you guys doing?
Can you please tell this fool that there's not enough mushrooms in the world to protect your nut sack from a goddamn sandstorm?
What? What are we talking about?
Right? Thank you.
If you were naked, if you lived on the equator and you were naked and
See,
you took a
she
bunch
doesn't-
of mushrooms,
Yeah, she doesn't believe that Jesus could tell the weather what to do. She doesn't believe that Jesus calmed the storm.
I do believe that. I do not believe we can, because this world is tainted by sin, and there's absolutely.
And she doesn't believe that Jesus said that we could. She also doesn't believe.
That is the second coming of Christ, the end of days. That is when we move into the next phase and eventually return to the state of the garden, where yes, you can be naked, because there will be no more sandstorms to take the skin off your nutsack.
And she also doesn't believe Jesus when he says that we will do greater things than he.
Why do y'all add so much complication? Look, it's real simple. Somebody on the panel believes you can use drugs to change the weather. The other person says you can't use drugs to change the weather. This is the narrow part of the debate. Just
Thank you, because she was actually conceding his points, and I was like, "You guys agree?" But thank you for clearing that up. Yeah, that makes more sense when you say that.
Except Jesus is not a drug, by the way. I mean, He's not a drug. He's a pharmaceutical.
Yeah, but you were advocating giving psilocybin instead of the sacrament, the cracker thing, right? So like we're talking
No,
about
psilocybin is the sacrament.
Oh
But
yeah. It's just basically changing the saltine cracker out for psilocybin.
Can we go
Basically
back
pruning.
to talking about
Yeah.
relationship dynamics and why this
Josh,
whole polygyny?
Have you ever been in verbal combat before?
No,
You sound like a guy that hates my guts on there. Okay,
I am
just
not
wanted to make sure
imperious.
that's-
I know who you're talking about. I am not him.
Serious? Yeah, no.
Okay,
think
he
that-
dropped me for debates that I won all the time. He'll pay $50 and say that guy's just a jerk, even though he won the debate. Take him off the panel.
But to be fair, me and imperious kind of sometimes we cause trouble together.
But Josh is actually cool people.
I'm just not very verbally. I got different rules, right? I don't believe in the tactics that he uses. I have much better tactics.
He is very much like Big Papa fascist. As a matter of fact, I think that he might be further right than Mr. Wilson.
Well,
I am
hold
further
on. He
right.
called me a darky and then dropped me because I was a prick. He said, "Pay $50." If we're talking about the same person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
imperious.
that sounds like imperious.
Yeah, he said I'm dropping him because he's a darky and because he's a prick. Even though I destroyed Teriak in many debates, I got dropped even though I won, which was stupid. So
Well, you
told
got
me to
dropped
cut
for
my
going
arm
after
out.
Teriak? That is fucked up right there.
Teriak lost the debate. I lost the debate because somebody thought that same-sex people can produce kids, and Teriak doubled down and said, "Yeah, they can produce kids." and I got dropped because somebody just didn't like me for $50. That debate I lost. Like what?
Did nobody not ask the question? Like, what is this? Artificial insemination? Artificial? How did this take place? Right? Nobody ever asked for details. Damn it.
He didn't. He just made a broad claim, and I destroyed him on that. And people just didn't like me and dropped me for $50. The guy that sounds exactly like you dropped me. So
Yeah, that's imperious.
It was definitely imperious.
He's something special. He's something.
I knew as soon.
But,
I knew as he said it sound like. I was like, "Yep, that's imperious." God damn.
You know what's interesting? Okay, so my daughter is actually getting her BA right now in archaeology. And of all the things I never thought my daughter would ever come home and say to me, she actually came home and said to me that, yes, the same sex couple can have children because you can do it using bone marrow.
Huh?
Yeah. Good luck on that prescription.
I pointed out to her, I was like, oh, so you want to talk about cloning? Have you heard about Dolly?
Wait,
Can I tell you about Dolly the sheep? My child, let me tell you about Dolly in the 90s and what happened to Dolly because it wasn't good.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Hold up. I think there's some secret coded language in here, right? Bone marrow, the stuff that comes out of the bone.
There's some weird shit that they're teaching these kids now in universities that like it blows my mind. Okay, like some of the shit she's come home with. I mean, like I said, she's taking archaeology. Okay, and yet she had to learn a whole bunch of critical race theory stuff, and she had to do a privilege walk. And I mean, like my child is like,
Wait, what is a privilege walk? What the hell is that?
So
I've been out of school so long, damn it, I missed all the good shit.
So privilege walk begins with the kids lining up at the back of the classroom. The teacher lists out offenses that take place or disadvantages for particular races. And if you've never experienced it, you take a step forward. And
are you serious?
The goal is
Kids play
to
the dumbest
show
fucking
that
games today.
the goal is to show that only black kids are left at the back because black people are treated so poorly. Well, unfortunately, we've been broke my daughter's whole life, and she was left standing at the back of the classroom with all of the black kids. Well, then afterwards, they made signs and they marched around town apologizing for their privilege.
I
would have so much
and
fun.
by the way, they were required to do these as part of their grade.
That's so stupid.
In an anthropology class.
So stupid. Yeah.
Well, you got to concede that this could be entertaining, right? Like, you take some of us 90s kids and throw us in there, you know how much fucking fun we're going to have with this shit? We're turning it into a clown show faster than fuck.
It drives me insane because I was born in 84. I was raised to never, not to see race, not to see color. And now I'm being told that's a racist position to hold. And it's like, that makes no sense to me.
Wait. We can't see color? So if I start dealing with NFL drafting, I'm not allowed to look for a specific group of people? Like, I'm not allowed that?
I had always been taught that, everyone's a human being. And, well, I grew up in projects. So that was the thing, was it was a matter of we were all poor. It was more of an economic issue.
I was raised to see color.
What was that?
I was raised to see color specifically.
Yeah. Well,
so when I was growing up, there are specific rules, but I understand now because I'm ignorant back then. So my mom's black and my dad's like half black. He's Dominican or whatever. My mom was like, when you go into stores, don't ever put your hands in your pockets. When police see you, always have your hands on the steering. So I had like a specific set of rules that I was supposed to abide by. Little did I know that not only is this just pattern recognition because I got in law enforcement, but I understood that if you see people with saggy pants and they have a bunch of tats and may have got out of prison, they're not exactly doing corporate business deals on the street. So it's like a lot of this is just pattern recognition, but we're ingrained as kids to know, oh my God, you're going to get shot because you're black. And here's the rules that you have to abide by. When really it's like, it's just because black community causes so much crime. It's ridiculous. It's just obvious shit that we have in society.
Real quick, I got to say a huge thank you to Grid1 for the raid. Thank you, sir. Had a great time tonight. Can't wait till next Friday because Marte here owes me a rematch.
Grid sent them to stand on our lawn? Do you see the claim? Grid sent them to stand on our lawn? Ain't he the angry old get off the grass guy?
So
yeah, my favorite leftist.
Like Grid is left?
Well,
that's some propaganda shit we can start.
Only when
these guys nowadays, they're so right, they've gone left. It's like you were talking about these fascist rights. Well, fascism isn't right; it's the left.
I want to respond to Marte.
I can't believe we just put these phrases
in
with Grid, right? I hope he's watching, right? Because somebody's getting their ass whooped.
Cleaner, wave at me, will you?
No, we love our dad, Grid1.
I want to respond to Grumple real quick. Thank you, sir.
Respond to me. What?
Not Grumple, I'm sorry, Marte.
Grid raid coming
Marte.
in.
Hang on, I
Grid
gotta
raid
respond
just came
to
in.
Marte real quick. I'm sorry, it's because I see you. I'm adding you
what,
guys.
What, me or Marte?
I gotta talk to Marte. Hang on. So the reason
is it our complexion that confuses you?
I'm gonna punch you, and I'm a short girl. So guess where my fist is gonna go? Hang on.
Belly button?
My lower intestine.
Where I grew up, Marte. When I say I was raised not to see color, the same things that you're talking about, like even the white kids needed to follow those rules. The neighborhood that we lived in was dangerous for everybody, and in all reality, the white kids, we were the minority. I'll tell you what, the Hispanic kids, those were some badass birthday parties. I freaking loved them. And, so
great
really
piñatas, they know how to do piñatas for sure.
I mean, I'll admit, like as a young man growing up around maybe not the best area, I saw color because I recognized like I was different from almost every other one that was out there, and I was gonna get my ass whooped if I walked around quote unquote darker streets, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't stupid.
Yeah.
I ain't a dumbass. I grew up near 4th Ward in Houston. Like, as a white dude, you don't walk down 4th Ward at night unless you want to die. So, I recognize color, but I recognize it statistically.
Is that white privilege? Is that your privilege to walk down that street and get fucking murdered?
Yeah, that would be my privilege if I was a dumbass.
But you see, that was the neighborhood that was the neighborhood that I grew up in. So I was comfortable walking down the street there because I was
Houston
with the more dangerous people, if that makes sense. They were
probably because they knew who you were. So it's still color if somebody white walks in their neighborhood and they're like, "You ain't from around here, boy," and they're like,
"Wait, y'all just gonna brush over that Beth was in the gang?" Jesus.
Well, no, I think there's also a male and female metric here that makes a difference too. A white lady might be able to walk down area where a white dude wouldn't be able to, so there is a difference there.
Or she might get snatched up.
This is something I've noticed in amongst a lot of content creator forums and things like this. Whenever people on the left and right get into arguments and debates about this, what a lot of the young ladies on the left don't understand, and I would say even some conservative women, because they didn't have to live it, is like being a guy doesn't matter what politics form you have, being a guy is different from being a girl. Walking down the street in Fourth Ward as a white guy, I would get fucked up. Walking down the street in Fourth Ward as a white girl, you may not. So the fear.
I thought you were
matrix
saying
is
Fort
different.
Worth. My bad.
The fear matrix.
Fourth
is very
Word.
different.
Fourth Ward,
You know,
Fourth Ward, which we had.
Where's
ward-
that?
Houston.
Is that in Louisiana? Oh, I thought you were saying Fort Worth.
I don't
My
know.
bad.
So
Oh yeah, go
I
ahead.
I don't know what the wards are in
Texas
Houston.
with Louisiana again.
I don't go there much.
Texans are gonna love you.
It was. Well, I don't know if it's still quite that bad. I'd stay
Texas
out of
is
that
a
area,
big
but it was
country, isn't it?
pretty bad. It was pretty bad about 25, 30 years ago. It was bad.
Beth, can I
We
ask
all
you a
just agree that
question?
Texas is the best
Anything.
country. So,
No,
mean,
no, no.
Texas is the
I'd
country,
I'd
right?
say it's big.
As
It's
soon
big
as
enough for
we
you
can get a
to,
second here.
to ignore the wards of Houston, but it's
I know.
it's not the best country. No.
I'm a
RJ
right.
wants.
Texas is
I'm-
the best country.
I'm a crazy
RJ
right
wants to
winger
ask
here.
me
But,
something.
I agree.
I'm a crazy
Texas is
right
the best
winger
country.
here, but let me put this in here for you. In comparison, Cali's gonna kick your ass because they have the higher GDP. You brokies, fucking.
I don't know what you're
broke-ass
talking about,
cattle
dude.
herders down there, right?
Excuse me,
look-
Texas puts
look,
in more
man.
to the federal government than they get in subsidies, which
That just
California
means that
stand
they
cannot
put in
claim.
more, right? We're talking GDP, baby. The amount of money they generate. There's something about those fucking grape
It's going
farmers
down.
over there are getting
Can-
rich.
can
Well,
Marte
here's
ask
It's going
me
down
a
because
problem.
there's an
Try and
exodus.
ask me?
The problem with the
Gentlemen.
GDP is that it doesn't
After
approach
you're
reality.
Well, of
Beth
course
would
it
like to
doesn't,
say
right?
something.
We're taking cheap shots at Texas, right?
Yo,
Right?
Beth is the host. Let her say some shit. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Actually, Marte was trying to ask me something, and everybody just went, yeah. So
Well, actually, this is germane to the topic, believe it or not. So I will never date black women, and I know I'm making an absolute claim. I'm just going to say this. They're actually the most unfit in the nation. And statistically, we could see that. And the reason why I think is because they'd fuck up their weaves and lace fronts. And if I date a white girl, I'm also not paying for weaves and lace fronts and also nails. So that way they could do finger snapping in my face and shit. So here's the topic that I want to get to. And I want to ask you this question, Beth. So I've noticed that when I see black women date me or black guys, the problem with this is the disrespect from black women is at its heightened state for black men. But I noticed that when they date white people, they're like the most feminine, most kind. Do you see this in society? I'm just curious.
that's actually
Is this
really,
different
I believe what you're
flavors of
talking about.
black
Just
women?
respect
Really
the shit out of us, but when they date white men, they're like they're most feminine compared to dating us.
I think that there's something to that actually. And
Yeah.
I've never actually thought about it before, but now that I'm sitting here like running through it,
Right.
like I actually not always though, of course. I mean you can never make a monolith out of anything.
I can almost make a model if I'll say that. I can
Well,
almost make a model.
Personally, I would say it would be
ageist
the
around here because you're forgetting that those white women tend to grow up to become the old Karens, right? Like they stand out in the middle of the street
Well,
yelling
no,
at
he's
shit,
talking
right?
about
Who's talking right now?
he's talking about black women who are dating white men and that they tend to be more feminine and are more
Towards
classy.
white men. Yeah.
They have more decorum and are classier and
Wait,
actually
hang on.
invest in
You
themselves.
change your
in a
behavior
healthy
for
way.
us?
no they're
Important
not
question.
changing it.
Are-
This is good. Sorry.
Okay, so the difference between these melanated women, the ones that you're talking about on each side of this, is the difference in how they pronounce ask versus ax.
Accent.
Or ambulance. They'll say
Also-
ambulance too. That's also another big issue.
Amberlamps.
I would
Is
actually.
that does that correlate? Because that's just that. I think that's a where you
No,
were raised
it's-
issue,
it's
not necessarily
actually
the color of your skin.
I am not allowed to
Anyway,
comment on this topic. I am so white. I can't do it.
You've
I
gotten
would
into
say-
enough WOD.
I would say really.
No, I'm Hispanic. I
see-
could talk about shit, all the shit for days.
Hey,
Matter of fact, I'll give you an example that's fictitious. Look at Napoleon Dynamite when he dated that black woman. She was
No,
so
you did.
sweet and feminine, but
Well-
she would have never been feminine towards me or any black populace. She was so
That
sweet.
was
to-
Kip, his brother. You uneducated degenerate.
I
that was
think-
his
I
brother.
think there's
Kip was
something-
dating
I think there's
that
something to what Marte's
chocolate
saying,
princess.
but I think to be genuine and fair about how we're talking about it, I think there's more to it than just a black woman with a white man. I think there's also the societal construct that they're living in and coming from that has something to do with that. Because
Yes.
like I have seen
That's what I said.
I've seen a black girl dating a white dude in the
And he's
ghetto,
just as
and they
ghetto.
treat him like
He's
shit.
just
But
as
I've seen a black
ghetto.
girl. I've seen a black girl dating a white dude in upscale, quote unquote, type society, and they treat him good. But then again, I've seen the same thing with like a black girl dating a black guy in upscale society. They treat him good. So I think there's more to the societal construct to play. And I don't know all the interpersonal relationship metrics, right, that's going on behind the scenes. I just know what I can see from the outside as an observer. That's all.
So
In Lake
I have
Tahoe.
to respond to that, Cleaner. The thing with the metropolitan, I would say cosmopolitan black woman that's educated and a boss babe is going to be extremely masculine, I would say, more often than not when you talk about this. So on the other side, is less educated. Now you have finger snapping, the axe ambulance question. It's like now all of a sudden you have there's almost no in between because it's a unicorn with black women. I think that a lot of liberal white women would just put us at a monolith and be like, oh my God, white guilt and all, which is a psyop, by the way, doesn't exist. They'll like worship black men for some reason and then tell you to hate white men, which is really weird. The only white men that they'll tell you to like are gay men, but when it comes to conservative black men, they don't like them. They hate us. So it's like it's just weird out here with the race relations out here. But I see more of a monolith leaning towards this as we progress into the future.
I think it's
I've
probably
seen
where,
what you're saying. I have. And I'm not saying like the examples I was talking about obviously would be like exceptions. I would not be, because we both know what society looks like. I'm not fucking stupid, but
unicorns. Yes.
Yeah, I don't disagree. But then again, I mean, I would say that like right now, for even for a white guy to try and find a good wife is almost like finding a unicorn right now as well. So
I agree. Yep.
Absolutely.
Hold up. It's real easy to find a good wife, right? Nothing
No, it's
alcohol.
not.
Everybody is completely submissive.
that's not
Come
a good wife.
on.
You're such
The
a
necessity
smartass.
of alcohol precludes her from being a good wife.
No,
And-
well, first it improves her appearance. Like it just depends on who's consuming it for starters, right?
You
The
have to
second one
wake
is,
up to her
how
the
the
next
hell do
day.
you
What do
argue with a
this is
drunk, passed
crazy.
out person, right? Like, I mean, the tools are. The problem
That's not
is
a
in our
good wife.
society, we can't seem to
No.
find the most effective tools. That's the real
You're
problem.
using a temporary metric to look at long life spending with somebody where you have to look at them without makeup the next day. You can look at them with beer goggles, but that's like a temporary fix to permanent
Sure,
performance.
go to AA.
y'all
I
need
mean,
to-
I think there's a mental component to it here as well, though. I mean, I don't want to be married to an invalid. I want a good wife.
well, I'm pretty sure he
Exactly,
was
yeah.
just like joking.
Oh, he could
I'm
be.
voting
I
in
can't
hell
see him.
for
He's
all
not
my
on
shit.
cam.
You
I
gotta
can't
be
see him.
trolling. That's crazy. Yeah.
I can't see him. He's not on
He
camera.
was
I didn't
just
know if he was
fucking
joking.
throwing him. You're just teasing.
I do think that it does come down to actually there being a significant amount of weight when it comes down to the economic situations as far as the way that people behave. And you can see it based on, when whatever cities they're living
Well,
in.
can
right?
we clarify this? The weight
don't
of the
think it's that
economic
bad.
situation as far as
I think
as
it's part of it. I think it's
You're,
part of it.
you're not as
Yeah,
black as
so-
Marte. You gotta be quiet.
I
You're gonna have
want
less
to
women
clarify
with
what you
elite
mean by the
history.
weight
Whoa,
of the
whoa, 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 whoa!
economic
Time out,
situation.
because I can't hear both of you at the same time.
White privilege. Can you be quiet? White
I want
privilege
you
while the
to
black man's
clarify
talking.
what you mean by the weight of the economic situation.
I'm saying,
EOD
there
is invoking his white privilege.
there comes a situation where, especially people who are not growing up so much in hard situations, because a lot of us grow up in hard situations, but people who get stuck into it and then
Talk
buy
over
the
the black
rhetoric.
man, EOD, every
There's
fucking
a
time.
Who are born into
No, man,
poverty,
stop fucking interrupting me. There's a rhetoric that ends up getting pushed, and there's a certain amount of the population that actually buys this rhetoric, and we can see it because it. No, you don't think so?
I'll respond after you finish.
I think that there is a rhetoric that's getting put that some people will buy into because it's been laziness essentially has been glorified, and it does change the way that they react and behave for the simple fact that they don't see any reason to elevate their own behavior, if that makes sense.
Damn.
So here's my pushback. If I can just push back a little bit,
Please.
the reason why I don't think it's economic, I think economics
sheep on
may be
a
a
cliff.
granule of salt next to it, but I think the main proponent is propagandization of fathers not being in the home. So when you have
Oh, that's
fathers
huge.
absent, and then black women are 14% of the population, but they lead in a deletion of babies. So when you have this, fathers absent, them initiating divorce at a high rate. When you take the father out of the home, now you have more men growing up feminized more than ever. This also propagates like a domino culture of events of now all of a sudden it's just dysgenic in society where it's like just bad. And now we're raising kids that are more emotional, black women that don't know what to look for. Because if your father's not in home, you don't have a good frame of reference of to what to look for in a man. So now this is why we're seeing why black women are bad at choosing men. They'll run through Tyrone and Greg before they actually find somebody having 4 baby daddies before they get to a husband or somebody that could be. Yeah.
So real quick to respond to that, I promise, guys, I'll be fast, and then I'll pass it off to whoever. The reason why I'm still going to stick to my position is that I'm not sure how old you are. Like, I remember specifically when the entire the affirmative action, where it was actually supporting women in an encouragement to get rid of the fathers, right, and to keep the fathers out, moved from being more primarily targeted at the black community to then encompassing white families as well. And I remember when that shift.
When did that happen? I never saw that.
Wait, what?
You never saw that? Are you kidding me?
No. The whole thing about affirmative action was excluding white people and including everyone that is not.
I'm saying, all right, look, the affirmative
But
action.
that's literally what it was saying in the document, was excluding
I'm
white people,
misspeaking
Caucasians.
here. Listen, hang on, time out. I'm misspeaking because it begins with affirmative action, which then establishes the entire welfare program. The welfare program replaces fathers within the home. It did move out of being race targeted to encompass white families as well. That started picking up late 80s, early 90s, where then all of a sudden you started seeing an encouragement, since it's working well in this community, let's push it over to this one as well. So that's why I'm sticking with what I'm saying as far as that pushback with the economics. Go ahead, Marie.
But Beth, that makes my argument, because when I was growing up, if Uncle Sam was paying the bill and my mother was like, "Hey, you can't move in because they'll cut me off because of these checks,"
I agree with the argument.
That actually supports your argument, but it actually bolsters my argument of saying this is what kept fathers out of the home, and this is what kept households broken up. Yeah, you could say there's a financial component of this, but what it ended up being is a byproduct of dads not being home, which supports my rhetoric. I can understand your argument, but at the same time, like, you can have people in rich families and in poor families all together. If the father's missing, what are the outcomes of single parent households? And that's what it boils down to.
They're horrible.
Okay.
And
Well, hang on. If I may just interject for just a quick moment.
Family, by the way, totally on the same page with you with that. Go ahead, Grump.
I'm sorry, Beth. So it's not just single parent households. It's specifically single mother households.
That's what I was getting at. Mother household, because my whole argument
because
absent.
Just real quick. So you've got right here is nuclear family. Both married parents that are having kids. You got right here, which is single father. Then you've got like down here, that's how single mother. Like, this is statistics. This is how the outcomes happen.
Yes.
And sorry for all the single mothers out there. Support, but it's not in the best interest of the kids.
Look,
to be with just a single mother at all.
I'm a single mom, and I will tell you right now, no, I did not do everything perfect. Like, I had my ex-husband around for a very long time, but there was also periods where, it was a very toxic relationship where I had time frames where I was pretty much a single mother. And then we've been divorced since 2019. Okay, so
it was
I've
a
been
good
single mom since then with a teenage boy. What, Cleaner, real quick?
What was it? A good relationship? You said it was toxic. No, I like toxins because they do a lot of good things for society. So
bad relationship.
What does toxic mean? Does it mean good or bad?
Like Agent Orange? Is that a good toxin?
No, I'm sorry, but I think that within the social place that we have that we've been speaking, using the word toxic is fucking horrible. If it was a bad relationship, just say it was bad.
No, it was toxic to the point he had substance issues and there was DV, a lot of DV within the household.
Yeah, it was horribly bad then.
Yeah, that's
Like,
still
there's-
bad
A
though.
lot of
Yeah,
I heard
just, like,
TV, like
I'm just saying.
television.
I'm just saying, like, as a scientist, like,
Must-
toxic isn't necessarily good
scientist,
or
right.
bad, right? And
Right.
people keep
No.
using the word, trying to make a relationship seem just insane. Whenever it may have just been just a little bad, or it may have actually been a lot bad. But you know, we have other adjectives and adverbs.
Dynamic argument about semantics.
We have
It's
other
semantic
adjectives and
semantics.
adverbs that can be used that just, I
You're right.
keep hearing it, and I'm like,
I
fucking, why do people
despise this
keep
type
using
of
toxic?
argument, Cleaner. This is not even worth bringing up. But
But
I just
my
hate hearing
point-
that word.
my point though was that even as a single mother, like I can recognize the areas where I know for a fact I would go as far as to say I failed my son in a lot of ways because I don't know how to navigate that. I don't know what he needs. I don't know how to support a lot of what he goes through. I do my very best to communicate with him. I offer him all of the time and with his father that I possibly can, and I try to foster that as best as I can, because that is what he needs. However, as a single mom, absolutely no, it's not a good thing, because the bottom line is that we're all pushovers at the end of the day. Those are our babies. We let them get away with too much, and we can't help ourselves.
I would even put it
We don't know how to
as the
do it.
first few years of life, the mother is more important, and being a single mother isn't as bad. However,
cheers. Thank you so much
after the
for having
first
me
few
on.
years of life,
I'll see y'all around.
after that,
Thank you for coming, EOD.
oh, you hadn't.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Stopping
Stay
in.
Oh,
safe,
keep it
EOD.
sexy, you D&D nerd face. Roll a evasion
Grump,
check.
Grump, I would even say during the first few years, you need to have a father figure around, because there are structures there, like for
I
guys,
agree.
for a baby to see a guy operating in a structured environment gives it subconscious the recognition and understanding of what that looks like. And so if we're behaving like we just go around the house and we're fixing things around the house, and a baby's sitting there watching us do it, like I would take my son whenever I was
Babies imitate.
working on something, and I'd let him sit and watch while I was working on it. So he'd have that in his subconscious. His subconscious would have a foundation already, letting him know, hey, guys take care of stuff. We fix problems. We try to, I think it's important. I do think that the mother is important to have during those times as well, because the baby needs to know nurturing, needs to know, it has to have things that the mother can give it. It's got to have both, though. And I think the really interesting statistic that a lot of people don't go near is, have you looked at the outcomes of children from lesbian couples? The self-deletion
worst.
rate is fucking insane. It's worse
And
than
the
the
gender thing.
transgenders.
All
It
right,
is.
let me
Actually, Cleaner, what you're saying, I agree with that, and what I said might have been a little bit off from where I was trying to get out,
let me take the
because
flip
it's
side
not
of it.
just only single mother for the first few years. I think I said that, and that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean at all.
Let me take the flip side of this argument, since everybody wants to go, oh, it's all bad, right? If it was the case that women generally wanted to take political control of the country, it would be in their best interest to be single mothers, not for the sake that they themselves, the women themselves, would take control. Their offspring and the indoctrination
To make the
that would
weak
come
men
from those
that can't
women
take
would
them over.
ultimately take control eventually just by pure existence.
No.
Yeah, the
It
problem
will still be a failure, and I can prove it with the simple fact of even my own lived experience raising a boy on my own here. Listen, there are aspects, especially when you're raising a son, that moms do not know how to guide or connect with
Wouldn't
these
matter.
natural processes. And
Moms
that
can't
to me
teach how
is
to
the problem.
make men.
Wouldn't matter. We're
Moms
not
can't teach
talking
how to
about
make men is the summary, right?
Yeah,
Beth?
wouldn't matter whether they were men, half-wits, dim-wits, right? It would just be an existing replacement of the existing authority within our government. By sheer existence, they would default be in control.
You understand what the difference is between, I mean, and this is one of the major differences for raising a young man, is force doctrine. The woman loses force doctrine much quicker in boys growing up to adulthood than a man does.
Sure,
A
but
man
how
can
would it-
enforce the
Somewhere around 10,
rules of
12
the
years old.
house for a lot longer than a woman can. And so
How would
at
it
some
not?
point, the little boy understands that whether he does it consciously or subconsciously, it's different for everybody. But at some point, the little boy does understand that and starts to argue or fight out or act out or rebel or
Yeah,
whatever.
this is all behavior. How does it turn around?
It is all behavior, and we're trying to create people with good behavior.
Right. These are all the
Josh,
moral
when I got taller than my so I was adopted, and when I got taller than my adopted mom, which also my adopted dad died when I was 14 years old. From 12 to 14, he had throat cancer and he passed, unfortunately. So I was adopted, and then I had a single mom after that adoption from 14. But however, when I got taller than my mom, so I'm 6'3" now, and I was big kid, and she's all 5 foot nothing. When I got bigger than her, which is right around 8, 9, 10 years old, somewhere in there, she looked at me like this is one of the very serious conversations that I had with her when I was a little kid, or a little kid, medium-sized kid, I guess, whatever. And she said, "Hey, you might be too big for me to hit right now, but not with the car." And that stuck for quite a while.
But that's stuck in a different way than a man telling you, "Stop it, or I'll get my belt," or "Stop it," and you know why. You know,
Probably.
Yeah. And
probably. I mean, being a teenager is a lot different with that.
Or even just having that male there to kind of tell you that what you are feeling is natural and it's normal, and teaching you how to channel that energy and how to handle it in a way that isn't going to damage you in any way. Do you know what I'm saying? Women, single mothers do not, we don't know, like when it comes to daughters, we've got a much easier playing field because we've been there, we live that, we know what life looks like for women. When it comes to a son, though, even just the hormonal differences, it's so hard to deal with that and figure out like what they need without either feminizing them or having them completely act out because you're not teaching them how to harness their aggression properly. There's a million reasons why why single mothering is bad, really. And even when it comes down to girls, fathers are going to be better off because they are the ones who are going to teach the girls how they should expect a man to treat them later in life.
Does this not presuppose that the other side has that same interest, right? You say better, right? But what if the other side deems something else to be better, or what
other side?
Yeah.
AKA the single moms.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't matter.
It's what they're capable of teaching. In general, what they're capable of teaching and being an example of versus what
that would
the father
impose
is capable of teaching and being an example of.
Specific standard of morals. If they have morals, you're fucked.
I get what Josh is talking about, the individual, not society net positive. Like what's better for that individual woman who's a single mom? Does she think that this is what's going on that's better for her kids or not? Right? Am I catching it right?
Yeah,
Josh?
basically, if all the single mothers decided to somewhat in some general population decide, fuck men, fuck what everybody else, we're just going to do things our way. There's nothing to defeat them.
It's the same.
Yeah, there is. One man. One man could go into a village full of women with a baseball bat and defeat them all. So anyhow, I think what Marte was saying. I think what Marte was saying about how it's been, when he was saying like it's kind of been socially engineered, right? This is something a lot of people don't like to approach this topic because lefties have a tendency to just feed into the brainwashing, and the conceptual understanding isn't there. They only have the talking points. They don't have the foundation underneath the talking point to actually give them something to build an argument or a refutation against anything else for. This shows brainwashing. When you believe in something, but you don't understand the basics of it that bring it right back to the foundation that created it, that's when it looks like you've been brainwashed. And like whenever you see them arguing these things, they have been. That's exactly how it looks. This is propaganda. It's propaganda from the top, obviously, because it's not from the bottom. The bottom people are saying we don't want this, so it's got to be from the top. So I think the more interesting thing is how can we stop this? How can we get away from this shit happening anymore?
I have a good answer for
Missed
that.
opportunity to say topic.
Marte, go ahead.
One good way to stop this, Cleaner, is by having public debates and literally refuting I would say refuting the propagated propaganda that we have, literally by using a vector of entertainment. If we could do this and then make it entertaining, you can have somebody that's charismatic. Andrew Wilson's one of them, but he can't obviously debate a lot of debates that I have when it comes to race culture, like me arguing on Fatty's channel that whites should get reparations from blacks. By the way, I stomped the shit out of that whole panel on that. I shouldn't have won that debate, but what happened
That
is
was good.
on that panel opened their
Maddie's
eyes.
channel is like super toxic, isn't it? Dude.
Oh,
Right.
Gump.
But the thing though is if you have these debates in front of a black audience, you're now able to educate them, because if you take a pill and you feed it to a dog and you cover it with meat, it's literally the same thing. We're using vector of entertainment to actually educate these people and open their eyes to something they would be ignorant to, because I think that accountability in the black culture is almost absent. We could see this by their denial. I mean, race hustling is big when it comes to black culture. So
I would
you
love to be
also
able to do
say
that, but
there's-
my complexion. I know we look similar, Marte, but you've just a much better complexion. To
no,
be able
we
to do
look
that.
like a black and white.
I go
TV.
into some of those spaces too, and I have legit conversations, but
what do you think
you're going to
is-
be much more effective at it.
I'm more gray.
Well, if you do it, you're going to be called a racist. If I do it, I'm an Uncle Tom and I hate my mom and I hate my skin color. But I'll take that all day. The black community hates me. I've had my black
care.
for a very long time. So
Marte, what
People
do
can
you
call
think?
me racist for not being a racist all day long. It's like, okay, fine. That means like you have no argument.
What
Hang
exactly
on,
is wrong with being racist?
Marte, I have a question for you. So, one big thing that we've heard a lot of is the way that white men are becoming, especially white men, are now becoming more of the oppressed class and really beat down for their privilege. What is your take on that, and how do you propose to kind of either rectify or at least balance it out or something in order to make society more productive?
Well, I think by addressing the black community, we can then fix the white community. For one, I'm going to give 3 prescriptions. Just follow along with me now. I'm going to tie them all together. I think for one, I think that whites should have more babies. White people should be having more babies with white people. I'm going to repeat that again. The reason why I say that is because in 40 years, whites are going to be weeded out of the population. You can look at Google for the semantics on this. And then I'm going to move forward with my other point. I think that if you fix the black community, meaning that if we fix these pattern recognition problems that happen by them saying, hey, you're not a victim. This shit isn't just happening to you, because where's the DI for white people to get in jobs? How come they're excluded? So that's a racial program, actually. And we're actually creating more liabilities by putting people on the police force. DIs existed with women before it's happened with DEI, because we put women candidates before 10 qualified male candidates because we need a women quota. The third thing I'm going to say is that if we can have accountability in black communities, we're not going to be raising up a group of racists, because white people are now saying, well, I can't speak up about this problem. And then not to mention that, but I can't get this job because I'm white. So if we think about this, they're continually told to be silent about this problem. They're told that they have white guilt, which is also PSYOP, doesn't exist. And how are you not creating more racists because of this, because of the polarization? We need to fix this by saying, black people, all this shit needs to stop. You're held accountable just like everybody else. And if we can convince them through debates and expose this through argumentation, that's a solid fix, because that's a majority of the think that's in America right now.
Well said. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think that has a good chance of hitting a lot of people. I think there's still going to be small groups, small little social collectives that won't conform. But we've always seen the small collectives, and they don't really cause a problem most of the time. Or if they do, it's for themselves.
Request for clarification. Do you believe the debate community is the majority or a slim fringe minority?
So the reason why I think that it's a slim fringe minority, and I think it's good for us to be a slim fringe minority, is if you look at the LGBTQ community, how many are there? Less than 4%, but yet they've given the most concessions to this community.
Way less than that.
exceptions to them. Overwhelmingly, we've changed legislation and laws for this tiny disenfranchised supposedly community. So I think that with debates, I think that debates can also be socialized and normal. So if you think about it, anytime somebody tells you this, by the way, they'll say it needs to be normalized. It's because it wasn't normal in the beginning. So I think that if we have debates, we popularize this by entertainment culture. Like I said, charismatic people like Cleaner. I'm just faux pas saying that, by the way, or Andrew Wilson, people like that. I think that we can bring this in the forefront if we use entertainment as a vector. I think it's really good, but we need the right people behind this as a minority, and that's what makes us special. And I think that's what's good about it.
I'll only agree to this if we keep Grumple off of camera.
I like repropagandizing.
I showed my nuts.
I have
It's fine.
very long, like for a really long time, had an understanding of this concept that I've got on my portrait now of the left and the right really not being any different. We're all the same color. We're all the same everything. The difference is that the left and the right just chose to be on the left side or the right side. Really, we're all the same people. We all want the same things at the basic level. We all want to be able to live, survive, have a family, have a wife, a husband, whatever it is. You know, like we all want these things. It's just we have had this collective understanding in the background from the people who run things that hold the hands over our heads, hold the hands over the heads of the politicians, get the politicians to spout out rhetoric that'll get people polarized so that they split, so that they're all busy fighting each other on every metric they can possibly be fighting each other on, rather than looking at who it is that's actually causing the problems for humanity, who's actually holding us back. You know, right now, we should actually already have the moon colonized. Mars should already have a base on it. We should be looking out in the stars, trying to spread humanity throughout the stars right now, entering an evolutionary period where people no longer have to use money, because at this point in time, we can feed the whole fucking world if we want. We have altruistic things that we should have been approaching at this point, given our current level of technology, but we're not doing it. And why aren't we?
I think it's dangerous to dismiss those that want more.
Rumple's nuts are up again. What's up, Marte?
So I have to push back a little bit, Cleaner. The reason why I have to push back a little bit, I do believe you at some point, but we can't really demonstrate this as much. It's like almost the J argument of trying to prove this. It's connecting the dots is pretty tough because they can obfuscate.
Oh, you can't say that.
I have proof, actually, Marte. I'll link it in the private chat. I'm not going to link it in YouTube, though.
Yeah, outside of this discussion, you could do that. But here's the problem with that. When I discuss this with other people trying to tie things down, it'll always be like money. But then it's like that's even a really hard conflation to make. The thing about this is that when you say that society is devolving in some way because of government constructs and them putting strings on, I'll even propose it and simplify it with just one question. Can you agree or tell me a bill that leftists and conservatives both agree on?
Not off the top of my head.
So if we think about people converting children or saying reparations or anything else like this, the reason why I think it'll happen, the polarization happens because of what me and Beth were talking about, victim ID culture. I think this isn't spawned by the top. I think it's people trying to get over on the system and also using handicap forever. So there's so many components to this that I could say the government doesn't even need to be involved in this.
I see that.
Why you let that go? There's like half a dozen bills that there's an agreement on.
I can't off the top of my head.
The federal government doesn't need to be involved in like 80% of the shit that it's doing.
Okay,
you
just want one. You just want one fast labor. What's it? Fast Labor Contract Act, FLCA.
You're going to need something obscure, extremely obscure. Of course you would.
Of course.
Well, I think
it's an act. That's the name of it.
If it's a labor thing, that should probably be on the state level.
I think we're having a conversation like this, though.
Easy.
It's more good faith in the conversation to approach the generalized and more broader understanding of what it is that we're talking about rather than the exceptions, right? Because, I mean, truthfully, when we get to the point where we want to be at, who gives a fuck about the exceptions? They've got their own social tight-knit group or whatever, you know. It's like the whole thing, and like the trans thing, like they have their own group. Let them go do their group. Who gives a shit? Leave them out of what we're doing in society. Like if they don't want to conform to what society is, then fuck them. We don't need them in society. They can go do their own thing. Like who cares? So what he's what I do agree there is a certain level of like the victim class type people, but I'm going to push back, Marte. I linked the 4 links in the back. I've been trying to get these to Andrew because he talks about propaganda a lot. I would like for him to get those. I don't know if you could make that happen.
I
But
talk to him I'm his coach. I do his like fitness
bro,
regimen and all that stuff. So
dude, if you can cue him into this, the guy that's running this thing has had people in his life destroyed. His wife killed. I mean, his children's lives are. It's insane. The people that help him with this project have had death threats. I mean, it's like this is a real thing that's going on. He's been doing this for 13 years, and the crazy thing is this. All right, so what people don't understand about this thing that I've linked in the back, this search engine thing, right, is that right now, if you look up this guy's name, it's going to be really hard for you to find a whole lot of information on him because there's another guy with the same last name who there's a whole bunch of sexual connotation information that has flooded the internet.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you won't find this guy's name nearly as prominently or easily. You will have to really look for specific information to find it. You'll find tons of the other information though.
yeah,
It's
but the thing
prevalent.
is, I could take the Wikipedia and automatically, the presumption I could make with this, right?
I get that. I do.
And alter information. So here's the thing, though. I'll meet you in the middle, Cleaner. How about we agree on this? I don't know if you follow me on Discord, but can you send the links there? Because I'm going to close this out. I'm just going to forget about it. I'm just being honest with you.
Sure. Do you mind linking your Discord in the back, and I'll make sure I get it.
I can invite. I'll invite him to your group, Marte.
Okay, that's fine. That's
okay,
fine.
yeah, that'll work. Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually done a lot of looking through some of the data that they've got that they've made available to the public. The brainwashing is real. The propaganda is real. They are doing this to some extent. Most of us already understand that something like this is going on, but we just don't have proof. It's been proven now. And this guy's been called before Congress a couple of times already and given this data to Congress. And I mean, like you have a hard time trying to find anything about what's going on with this.
This is going to sound like a tiny bit of pushback. Like it's not really solid pushback. Like I'm going to be honest, this isn't exactly solid, but I'll say this. When they use the black community excuse of saying, well, they flooded our areas with crack, this and that. My argument to that is like, you guys didn't have to smoke this shit. So when we think about things like an argument of saying, well, we have, media influencing culture, you could choose what sites you don't want to look at. You could choose to opt out of Google. You could do all this. So it's like when you say this, well, this is only just a fraction of influence. We can't really determine how much it influences society. Hence, there's no metric on it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
I've opted out of just saying it's 100% doable. I opted all the way out of Google. I allow at the perimeter, and I do it anywhere like that. I'm in the industry, anywhere that I'm able to professionally. Also, I block everything except Translate, Maps, and YouTube because I'm a content creator. So, and all of other Google everything.
He's providing a good, solid example. We have people that try to live off the grid. We have people that use blocking apps to say, I don't want corn on my site. So they have all this. So to say that they have the monopoly, I would say a monopoly on influence, I would say, well, this is people just saying, I want to choose to smoke crack this weekend. Well, that's on them. This isn't like, I wouldn't put the onus on the government or entity. Mind you, this is also a corporation. When did the government label corporations as people that can vote, which is also bad and heinous in my opinion. So it's like, these are people
some Citizens United.
So
I get what you're saying, but I do also understand the level that this is being used to socially engineer the population of America. Like and I get there's personal responsibility. Yeah, we've all got that. But also when it's at the level that it's at, and you have this being purveyed on the radio, on whenever you're trying to look up data for the job that you have, the extra searches that are in the background, the ads, all of that is changing your mind, making you more comfortable with certain topics or changing. It's literally been proven that this can change 20 to 80% of a group of people's vote from one thing to another radically.
Cleaner,
all of them should opt out, but they probably don't have the technology wherewithal to do so. So the peons, I guess, the technology, I get the only way to say it is the peons. They're going to be influenced by whatever Google or Facebook
I
or
would-
Twitter.
I would actually say people are opting in, and here's how people are opting in. Cleaner, I'll
They are.
ask you a question. If you could be genuine and honest with me, which I trust you will be. Have you ever talked about a product and then saw it on your phone? So I think that if we have phones that are listening to us, and then automatically, I would say that this may be true because I've talked about a certain product and it just mysteriously showed up on my phone. I think that people are creating
Wait,
their own
in where on your phone?
from which to follow.
Wait, hang on, Marte. Where on your phone? Like, what were you doing where you then saw it? Like,
You could be searching something, or you could be just like looking through some things that will pop up when you're on YouTube.
searching something, or
commercials for me.
or in an app or something.
I've seen
hey,
it happen.
here's it. That means y'all are both opting in. I don't do shit on my phone except talk and text, like encrypted communications, and then like a few industry specific things that I do.
Not encrypted.
This is a thing. You don't have to watch Netflix. You don't have to do Facebook. You don't have to Google search. You don't have to look at websites. You don't have to watch Netflix on your phone.
What Marte is saying is fair, though. And I'll give you another example that I think might actually be a better one for you to use in the future, Marte. I was standing next to a buddy of mine, and I told him that Facebook tracks wherever you are, no matter what, and they know exactly who you're next to. And he said, "No, that's not true." I said, "I guarantee they do."
So you should probably not have that on your phone.
Hold on. I told him, "I guarantee they do, and you don't even have to have an account set up." I installed the app on the phone that I had right there. I didn't have the GPS on. 3 minutes later, he's getting a message on his Facebook asking if he knows me.
Yeah. Look, Grump, even for me, like I've had times where I'm on the phone talking to someone about like a new migraine medication. I get off and it's like, oh, let's see who's on YouTube. And there's a fucking ad for the exact medication I was just fucking talking about on my phone to somebody else.
But Cleaner,
this is a problem about your phone knowing who you are, and then also your YouTube account knowing who you
it's
are.
A problem about the data
this
correlation.
Is a problem.
There is an algorithm for data correlation.
Yes, this is part of what I preach. I haven't got into it deep because it's a very boring topic on my own channel, but this is what I preach.
It's not boring.
You need to segregate
it's not boring for me either.
Everything.
It's not boring. Trust me.
Okay, well then I'll start doing more. I'll just start doing more streams about it and
polarizing
content about it. Dude.
Even if you have a smart TV or a laptop, even those are listening to you. They're coming.
Oh yeah, you got to cut the pieces out.
They already proved that one.
So you got to cut the camera out and the microphone. You got to physically cut them off.
But Cleaner,
open the TV up.
This is my exact argument. I'm not saying like that you're totally wrong about that, but what I'm saying is that if you want to say that the government is putting strings on us and manipulating us, I would say and make an argument that we're manipulating our own algorithm by what Beth was saying, the conversations we have and what we're allowing the tech to listen to us and do. Because if I download Facebook and don't put my location, how come it knows that you're standing next to a person? So I think we are manipulating ourselves and manipulating other people. It's just that we're opening ourselves up to an app and allowing us to be the vector and weapon from which to be our own demise. We're implicit in our own destruction. That's my argument.
I don't.
God forbid I call my aunt who lives freaking 4 states away just to see how she's doing, because now my phone just paid attention to every little word I said, and the next thing you know, I'm getting ads, I'm getting emails, I'm getting, it's insane.
Majoritatively, I wouldn't disagree with you, Marte. I think the whole world, the human race, all of us have become more implicit in a lot of things. We've allowed a lot of things because of the niceties. We want the niceties, and if we want the niceties, we have to give up something of our personal pride.
Agree.
I definitely think that we've put too much trust into these higher powers and higher entities to try and manage things just so that we can have a little bit of technology. And the thing is, I come back to this so much. I'm not going to say monolithically, but majoritatively, it's laziness. It's because it's easier, because I can take majoritatively across the human race, because it's laziness. I can take an Android phone and put a brand new operating system on it that won't track me, that won't do a whole lot like all this other crap. It doesn't have the capability of that. But do
Graphene or
people do that?
Lineage OS
It,
or
it takes
Pine.
it takes time to do. It takes energy. It takes work to learn how to do it, to do the right way. But people don't do that. Why not? Because they're fucking lazy and they don't care if somebody's watching them. So Marte is correct. I'm not discounting what he's saying, you know. I'm just saying that we have to be able to understand these topics on our subconscious level and get other people, the sheeple, so to speak, to understand it in their subconscious. If their subconscious understands something, the subconscious doesn't allow that to come in as easily. So the more we talk about these concepts and get people's subconscious to understand them, the more the subconscious goes, hey, conscious mind, this motherfucker's trying to screw with us, screw him up, you know. Or they're like, no, I don't like that shit, you can't force that on me, not anymore, I know what you're doing.
Help me understand this. Do you believe, like, say, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, right? Do you not believe they're disenfranchised from you specifically or people of your age group? How are you going to convince
I
them
don't.
of shit? They tend to enjoy
Well,
it.
Cleaner is from the silent generation, so
No,
he's probably not
actually,
gonna
I'm
have a
not.
topic,
Actually, I'm
opinion on
not.
this.
Us Gen
Oh no, you
Triple
were World War
Xers.
One. Wait, weren't
Us,
you
us
around?
fucking Gen Triple Xers were not the silent generation. There's a reason that there's only about 60.
No, I'm Gen
people
X. You're the
alive.
silent generation, you boomer plus.
Nah, we were definitely not silent. We were the guys saying the system's trying to control you. Fuck the power. Fuck
You
the
know what
system.
Cleaner sounds like? Cleaner, you sound like the guy in the X-Files that had the Wayne's World glasses on that always talked to Mulder because he had all the tech shit and knew every conspiracy theory known to man. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I do, yeah. And I get that I can sound like that.
That's my mom's favorite show.
I get that I can
y'all
sound
are
like
both
that,
young enough to watch
especially
the
with
X
this.
Files.
I loved the X Files
Oh, yeah.
as a kid. Okay, absolutely loved it. Never missed an episode with my mom.
I guess
Yeah.
my point is
Did you think
this
you were
all sounds
Scully?
like this all sounds like a lot of wishful
bit.
thinking, right? You're going to
Halloween
convince
once
people
ever.
that already dislike.
No.
No.
You're misunderstanding. You're misunderstanding what
Okay.
I do. My whole path that I do, right? With everything that I'm doing out here, I'm educating people who are of the intellectual and subconscious understanding of what's going on, so that they can influence people to teach other people's subconsciouses, while I'm teaching other people's subconsciouses of the brainwashing effects. I don't give a shit if your conscious mind understands it or not. If the subconscious mind understands it's being brainwashed, that has less of an effect on the subconscious mind going forward. So the more that I talk about this concept, the more that I talk about these things that they use, the way that they use whitewash, brainwash flooding, with the way that they use ideological flooding, the way that they use all of these things, your subconscious is more resistant to it and it has less of control over you. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm ever going to be doing going forward, is just trying to introduce these concepts to people's subconscious. If your conscious mind accepts it, cool. That's even better.
Do you think? I guess I'm trying to get at the reality of this
Sure.
not being a fantasy world. Basically, do you think like you're the first of your bunch to try this?
Nope. I know I'm not. I know I'm not, because there's
Okay.
a scientist that's been doing this for over 13 years. He's been
Sure.
collecting data to prove this shit.
Right. How long do
What's
you
a scientist? Wait, what's a scientist?
Oh God. Let him be.
I linked it in the back.
Scientist is a generic term for like smart person. What is this person? There's a biologist.
He's a person. He's a person that takes in data, makes observations, creates experiments to try and prove.
In what discipline?
Try and prove what his theory is, which is that he believes that people are being controlled somewhat through propagandization, and he's actually proven that 100%.
I don't doubt. Just the word scientist means I don't know what this person does. That's literally what it means. What is the discipline that's being used here?
Oh, ephemeral instancing.
I don't know what you just said, though. I don't know.
Ephemeral instancing is like when you type into Google, search for an apple. All right, all the extra stuff that comes up that doesn't actually have anything to do with what you typed up. That's all of the search data is ephemeral. It disappears. There's nothing that collects that data that can be proven or disproven unless someone adds an extra third-party piece of software to collect the information. So there's no way to prove that they're sending you specific search results or correlating data to try and brainwash you, right? But if you
what is the
have
scientific
a third-party
discipline
program,
that this is?
it would be in data research.
like what? So what? I don't want to like gatekeep it behind a degree because you don't need a degree to be doing valid work. But calling somebody a scientist, to me, that's a red flag.
Well, when I
That's like
typically when
what
I
you
call
use to
someone a
that's what
scientist,
you use in a movie.
when I call
Not
someone
in
a
an
scientist,
industry.
it's because I've seen that they do experiments to prove their theories. They make theories based off of observations and data. Whenever I see like somebody doing that, I would say, okay, they're executing science. They're doing scientist type stuff. I would call them a scientist at that point. I don't care if you've got a master's, a bachelor's, no degree. It doesn't matter to me. If
Yeah.
you're doing that, you're a scientist.
Can I ask you a question, Cleaner, real quick? So if I could tie this up real quick, instead of using a label, would I be more correct? Because I'm going to make this up on the top of my head. Would I be more correct to call myself, if I was a scientist, like telling somebody like Stillskin saying that I'm a constant skeptic in search of the objective to try to find the objective? Would that be more concise?
That's fair. Yeah.
Right? Okay, that would be my definition.
But in what discipline? Like what in?
No. Omit the discipline because this can be a universal construct, right?
To be fair, the discipline would be computer science. It could be computer science, which is in itself is broad, like go a billion different ways.
I have a degree. I have a BS in computer science,
everybody.
It's a degree. If you say you're a computer scientist, that is bullshit.
But that's the field that they're generally talking about, and it goes into all kinds of weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're talking about is the purpose, Stillskin. Is that what you're talking about?
Performatively, like the performative of it. Are you actually being a scientist, or are you just putting that label on you? I think that's what he's getting at.
Well, that would be my definition. Again, the constant skeptic in search of the objective, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's a fair question to ask, like, especially if you're talking about stuff like this. Like, yeah, it's a fair question to ask. I call him a scientist because I see him performatively doing things that a scientist would do. He is experimenting, creating controls,
like
with
testing theories and hypotheses, like doing tests on it. That is science. However, calling somebody a scientist without any like a biologist, a GL, like anything else that's an ist, something more specific, it's like that's red flags to me 100% every single time.
For some people it is, and for some people it's not. Some people want to know like the specific branch of science that they're using to be a scientist or whatnot.
Or what are they doing?
I would say the data fields would be what he's more prominent in. He just has an understanding of the social engineering level that's happening within how data is being used, how all of our computer searches are being used to brainwash people. And so,
which actually,
I don't know, it may actually have like 2 or 3 branches of science that would be included in it, you know?
Like what would be a job title of somebody doing this? Which actually data scientist is a job title that you can have.
So a job title for a guy that would be doing this would be guy that's trying to bring down the people who is trying to fuck us up with.
You're too many words already.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what a job title would be for that. I don't know what a job title would be for that. Information seeker, truth seeker. I don't know.
That's a hobby.
Yeah, even if
it's very passionate.
I say being a mechanic is a hobby too, though. But then again, there's tons of people making money off of it. I myself have made money off of it in the past. So what you call a hobby,
how is that a hobby when you can be a mechanic is like a job title. You can be employed doing like being a mechanic or auto technician is what they like to be called these days.
And you know what?
There's a lot more going on.
There you can be
shade tree mechanic is a hobby.
You can be employed as a truth seeker as well. In the NSA, they have truth seekers that go out to find the actual evidence that supports claims.
But who in SA?
The NSA, yeah. Your hobby can be a job.
Sure it can.
Women have proven this.
Very much so.
Is having kids a hobby?
Yeah, for some women. But it's also a job for some women.
No, that was the wrong question. My bad. I reject the question.
Okay, fair enough.
That's my bad.
Way to set yourself up for that one, bro.
Dude.
Walked into that one, bro.
Reminder.
The red crayon.
The red one's still in there. It's like the Lucky Smoke. It's the one that's turned over.
No, I like the questions though. Grump does ask a lot of good questions. Every now and then a funny one, but
I was like, is Grumple
No,
still
no, Grump's a
trying to
simple monkey.
credentialize you? Is that what he's trying to do? And then semantics. Nothing wrong with that though. But yeah.
No, Grump's a simple monkey. Don't worry about anything he says. It's like it's all just
Yeah.
memes and-
Sometimes he floats his nuts around on screen.
yeah, they're really wrinkly too.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Shit.
That's getting clipped. I know it is.
toss.
Somebody's clipping it.
Toss violation. Oh wait. Oh my bad. Oh, could you all see that? My bad. That was. I just got up to go. My bad.
Have
So
some
Beth,
walnuts.
I
I'm
think
live
that's my
too.
time.
Why did I do that? Ah, silly. All of our
I think
channels
that's
are going
my
to get taken
time.
down.
I'm gonna leave because I'm starving. I gotta eat like every 3 hours, so I gotta eat again. But man, hey, thanks for letting me up. I appreciate it.
How many eggs you eating?
Please
Also,
come back again.
Side note, I think I'm gonna stop my war with Roma Army. She's too much of a mental head case. Andrew Wilson and Rachel stopped as well too. I think I'm just gonna stop because she's just too nuts, man. I'm not gonna push the debate.
Frustration. It's really not.
I've gotten like
Marte,
27
before you leave,
unaliving threats to my inbox from her following this month alone, which is crazy. They're just off their rocker. So yeah.
Some
Hey
fights are not
Marte,
worth it, bro.
my Discord is in the back chat. Anybody who's not on it, like all of y'all up here, you're all
I'm
cool
on
to
it.
join too.
I'll
Just
send
so
you an
you can message me and because it's a specific flag inside the Chrome, because all the browsers are Chrome except Firefox based ones these days, or if you're like Lynx, everything's Chromium based. It's a specific flag where you're where like StreamYard and like the browser can't hijack your actual volume control. I had to do that, and I'm on Linux. However, I know it's going to be the same on Windows. I'll
You are
send
tech avoidant, but using tech at the same time. That's wild. But you know what?
I'm a wild Luddite monkey. However, dude, I'm a like lead network engineer in my role.
You're not absolutely not doing it. I see.
Hey,
Yeah.
Grump. It says that I need permission in order to invite Marte to your Discord, so I'm just going to invite you to his. Okay.
Oh wait, Marte is it? Well, I put my Discord in the back, but wait, Marte, I don't know if I'm on yours.
You're not.
Yeah, it says you do not have permission to view the message history or something. I don't know. Crazy
I just
stuff.
invited you over to his. You
Where?
can work it out from there. Look, I try to help people out where I can.
I don't have
Marte,
a Discord.
I really appreciate
I have a
you coming
katana.
over. It's been fun hanging out and debating with you tonight. I look forward to doing it again.
Yeah, I mean, I look forward to debating.
Oh no, I
cleaner,
got to give you roles.
agree on a lot of
Oh,
shit.
hang on,
so
you just joined. I got to give you roles.
That's gonna be
It's
one
not automatic.
hell of a debate.
That'll be fun. We'll have to find something we disagree on, or I'll just have to play devil's advocate sometime, Marte. That'll be fun though.
Well, cleaner, I think
Marte,
the more
are you
analytical
a
and
vet?
logical a person is, the better a debate's going to be with me because I debate a lot of stupid dum-dums. Like Radical Coder, I'm debating him, and his debate stance is he's going to say that
Oh, why?
stay-at-home husbands are more optimal than stay-at-home wives, which is going to be a bloodbath. But anyways, yeah.
That's the gayest thing ever. Marte, are you a veteran? I don't remember.
I was in law enforcement for about 13, 14 years. I worked for Homeland Security, HSI,
That's a yes. then.
police, all that. So
I would consider that a yes.
A clip
No,
on
that's
my
not
channel
military. Just
earlier today from
I don't care.
a couple
Just for
nights
flag
ago
that-
between him and Cleaner.
Okay.
It's
Okay, Marte. Your
yeah,
roles on
I
my
think me and
server
Cleaner
now.
would actually have a brawl. That would actually be a
I
real
would
brawl.
love
Yeah,
to moderate it.
that'd be
for you
fun.
guys.
Cleaner's a little bit brighter than people could probably assume. I could see that already.
Don't
You
assume
would be
that.
somebody to tangle with. I can already see that, Cleaner. So
Well, if you guys are looking for
I do like the
mod it, I'm here.
I do like the conversations and depth to
Oh, we
it
got to
too.
get your Discord
I
set up.
really
dude.
do.
This is
yeah,
I
I
would
don't
not
do it at
this is
hominem
not
attacks
acceptable.
because I think if you could beat the shit out of somebody without having to go personal and really go into the conversation, use the analytical approach, and use like kind of like induction and deduction. So I think there's other ways to do this, but I think a lot of the population, because our comprehension levels below 8th grade right now, you're not finding a lot of good fish to fry, and you're one of them. I see you as one of the people that I love to tangle with. So yeah, I mean, I would take that as a compliment because I would
why
say that
is
I'm just
Wick one of the
rocks, right?
Yeah. No, I mean,
Why is Wick one of the?
I wouldn't say I'm highly intelligent, but I would say I'm definitely not one of the general sheeple.
And Grumple Stillskin, I think he would fall into that category as well too. So.
Oh yeah,
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I was distracted by Wick. What was the question or whatever? I'd fall into what category?
Yeah, you're not helping me out with my argument, with my justification for promoting you, Grumple Stillskin. Great. Yeah. Anyway.
No, I was literally doing Discord stuff. I'm sorry. What's going on?
Well, Wick can take all the losses and he can take my foot up his ass because he rigged the debate with me at Destiny. That's the thing, though. Is like I went over there knowing that I'd be rigged.
Is that what I'm doing?
Whoop the shit out of Destiny, and I look forward to debating him again too. So
that'll be a good one.
Okay.
Fantastic, sir.
Well, what was I going to be on the same team of Cleaner for though? What I don't
not a sheeple.
Sorry.
You're not a sheeple. So there you go. Thanks for summing that
up. But I'm the sheep. I'm the sheep.
You can't be a sheeple if you're a monkey.
I'm the sheep.
You're not allowed.
You can't tell me you're a sheeple by telling me you're a sheeple. That's not what sheeple say. But anyways, you've refuted your own rhetoric. I'll bid you guys adieu. Thank you.
No, I'm a sheeple.
Stay safe, Marte.
Have a good
Something
night.
that sheeple don't say. Once again, proving me right, Grumple Stillskin. All right, you guys. I'll take it easy.
Marte, good to see you, sexy
See ya,
bitch.
man.
Yeah, see you guys later, man. Yep.
See you later. Oh, he's good.
No, I'm a sheeple. What's going on? I just eat crayons. Don't worry about it.
Not a
You're not a
can't
sheeple.
be
You're a munkle.
Yeah. You can't be a sheep and a monkey.
I just said that. I did.
I'm a shunky.
A shunky? Half sheep, half
I'm a
monkey?
shunky.
What did
How the
we
fuck
tell
would
you
that-
about that
Obviously.
kind of crossbreeding, dear?
Would that be like? Would it be
Oh,
like
no.
woolly but capable of climbing trees? Dude,
And mountains.
could you imagine how hard it would be for us to try and have like wool clothes if they were climbing trees like monkeys?
Is the red one missing?
No, the red one's being saved for last.
They
'Cause it's the
smell
best
better
one.
than the rest.
Well, no, red
Obviously
5 has
the
a
best.
specific effect.
No, it's not red 5. It's not food coloring, dude. It's just red crayon.
Oh yeah, okay. I don't know. So well, some of these new ones they've got, the water wash away ones, they actually use red 5 in it, or they were. They were
It
using
says
the food
red. This
coloring in
is the actual red crayon from
Mhm.
the box.
it. Chomp chomp chomp.
It's not
Well, look at
focusing.
that. It's not missing.
Insert
Hmm.
into mouth.
Come on, just the tip.
Ah, that's what he said.
But I mean, look,
You've been a busy boy.
I didn't eat all of them.
You've been a
I didn't
very
eat all of
busy
them.
boy.
There are
That's
some
what he
others that are
said.
missing that I didn't eat. Okay, I didn't eat all of the ones that are missing. I did eat some
A
of them.
little more than just the tip, sir.
All right, Grump. So I've got a good question for you. Have you ever
No.
eaten about a quarter pound of creamy peanut butter, and then when you poop, notice there's peanuts in your poop, or what looks like peanuts?
If it's creamy peanut butter, how would that even? Like,
I don't know. I try
Nope.
it. Try it. I'm not kidding. Try it. You think I'm joking? Try it.
No.
What do they reestablish their natural form?
What's left of the peanut will reconstitute in clumps, and it looks like
No,
you're
that's not
pooping
true.
peanuts. No, it will.
That's not.
It will.
That's not true.
I'm telling you. Try it. Eat
You know,
about
the
a quarter pound of
conversation
peanut
about
butter.
sandblasted testicles was far more entertaining.
You're literally gonna let this man convince you to dig around in the damn toilet your own feces, right?
You don't dig around it. You just look at it after you poo. Who said dig around?
It's not like eating corn, dude. Corn, it's just because like the shell doesn't digest, so it fills up and it looks like it didn't get digested.
Try it. Prove me wrong.
See, every time he
No.
says try it, I get the cringe off
Try-
of this, right?
Try. Oh, go eat a quarter. Who owns creamy peanut butter? What is wrong with you, sir? I bet you
Oh,
like well
dude.
done steaks too.
I
You jerk.
like taking peanuts and roasting them in the oven with a little bit of salt, and then taking them and sticking them in my blender and making my own creamy peanut butter. So
And then
Yeah,
putting them in your butt.
I'll eat creamy peanut
Yeah,
butter.
that sounds right.
No. They go well. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess
creamy
they
peanut
make
butter
it,
is for
they make it
communism.
to the butt. They make it to the butt through the
It's
stomach. But
Mao Zedong Mao invented creamy peanut butter. So you're endorsing that?
I'm not endorsing anything. I said I like making my own creamy peanut butter because it's good.
It wasn't George Washington Carver. That's a lie.
No,
it was
you're
Zedong
right.
Mao
You're
invented
right.
creamy peanut butter.
Yeah,
And
I
so
don't
now
care
you're
who
endorsing
invented it.
creamy peanut butter.
I don't care who
Obviously,
invented it.
you're
I
a
don't care who invented
worldwide global
Oh, my
communist.
goodness.
I don't give a shit who invented it. It's good. I'll eat it.
You're welcome.
Oh my lord, help me.
Cleaner wants to eat the fruits of Mao Tse-tung.
That is not
Sung
what.
Tae
That.
Mao,
Oh
Mao
my
Tse-tung.
god!
Just
The fruits
tip,
of his
though, just the
conquest.
tip, just
That's
the-
almost as bad as a Ryan argument. Come on,
Mhm.
Grump.
That was way better. Come on, no. That was
The
leagues
only reason it
better.
was better was because
than
there was
Orion. Come on now.
intellectualizing behind it. That's it. It still went out of left field.
Isn't that what I mean, your mom is out of left field. Oh, there you go.
Maybe she likes it there.
Probably.
Probably.
I don't know what field my mom.
See,
is in,
Cleaner's
but
defeated.
He's conservative.
Cleaner has no response because he's defeated with that one.
I don't know. I don't know what field. Like what that would even have to do with the person's ideological views.
Your mom likes
Other than
creamy
they
peanut
like
butter
baseball.
from Mao.
I mean, if you're in left field, you could say you like baseball. That's an American thing, so I guess you'd be a patriot, maybe, most likely. I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, because then comes the question of, is it right or left field depending on looking out from the pitcher's mound or from out in the field looking back at it?
What?
Never mind. I'm tired.
Perspective, viewpoint,
Yeah.
standpoint theory?
Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
If I could
Funny.
take just a quick little aside to address chat for just a moment. So Cam the King, Lampasas, Texas, on Route 76, 67, 76. Lampasas, Texas. There's a little tiny restaurant called Storms. It's been there for 3,000 years, we'll say. It has the best fried stuff that you're going to get in a 100-mile radius. They have okra. They do fries. It's the best. The burgers are like, I mean, okay, they're good. But however, they're like fried okra and French fries and onion rings are the best you're going to get within a 100-mile radius of anywhere in there. In Lampasas, Texas. Storms. I think it looks like it used to be a Sonic. However, it wasn't. Storms, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In Lampasas, Texas. On, I believe it's Route 67 or 76. I forget which. Like,
so there's
the very tail end of it.
If you like
I'm not
chicken
sure which
fried steak, some people do.
Mary's.
The best one I ever had was at the Hitching Post in Ozona.
You need to go to Mary's,
Mary,
which is in Strawn, Texas. Yeah, they voted the best ever in Texas. They have merch.
I wish I knew the names of the places that my cousins and grandparents took me to eat when I was in Texas. Like literally one of the places, I didn't even think it was a restaurant when we pulled up. It looked like some rundown little like hut. And we went inside and there was a little old Mexican woman making tortillas by hand. And it was the best food I've ever had in my life. Like, well, actually, no, I had better food in Israel. But for like US, that was the best food I've ever had in this country, for sure.
Just quick, at Mary's, don't order the hamburger because it'll take 45 minutes. If you order chicken fried steak, though, it'll be out pretty quick. And if you order a small, it'll be this little bit under the size of the plate. If you order a medium, it'll be the size of the plate. If you order a large, it'll be 2 of the size of the plate. And then if you have a side salad with it, it'll be just like some chopped up iceberg lettuce. Like nobody eats that shit anyway. It doesn't matter.
Oh, lovely. So why does it take that long to make a hamburger there?
I don't know. because nobody orders it. Probably they're like confounded by, oh shit, we got to get the ground meat out of the freezer. I guess nobody orders a hamburger there. However, a family member ordered a hamburger there one time and it took 45 minutes. But if you order chicken fried steak, because that's what they're known for, like that's what it's
I get
it's
that.
award winning, not necessarily perfection, but it's award winning in Texas chicken fried steak.
I
they
get that,
have the
though.
awards on the wall. If you go, I don't know what awards it is they've won. However, they're on the walls, posted all over the place. They
I
got merch
dated
for
a
days.
girl. I dated a girl for a very short amount of
Strawn?
time. No, not from Strawn, but that would do that type of thing where like you'd go to some place that was known for making a specific type of food, and she would order something totally fucking obscure.
Get something else.
Yeah, exactly. And I'd be like, but the
like,
whole point of coming here was to
why?
try this thing, like these things from the menu that were of this type. Like, why are you ordering that? But every time I'd take her somewhere, she'd do that shit. I stopped dating her because
It's like they have a friggin' assembly line going, dude.
Ugh.
You ever seen one of those like Hell's Kitchen or whatever? It's like they have an assembly line to making chicken fried steak. And oh, you just ordered something that's way not that. Oh.
I took her to a barbecue place once, and she tried to get them to make her it was a roast beef sandwich.
Trout?
Oh
No, it was a roast beef sandwich.
What?
And they were like,
That's not even a thing on the.
Like, what? Why? Why would you?
My Texas is hurting, dude. That makes my brain hurt, and my Texas
you
feels sad
get why I'm not
for
dating
that.
her anymore. I told you I only dated her for a little while. You get why?
Yeah.
Wait, was she? I mean,
she was
there's,
attractive
like, the hot
enough
crazy-
that I put up with it for like 6 dates.
The hot crazy matrix also includes enthusiasm in certain areas.
Oh, I didn't give her that.
Just
she didn't get that.
Good man.
Yeah.
She was probably crazy anyways, based on, her food choices. And you know what they say about sticking your dick in crazy.
It turns normal? Yeah.
No.
Don't absolutely don't.
That's
do
how
it.
you end up in a
It
chest
doesn't
freezer,
turn out
honey.
well.
Dude, it would take like 6 chest freezers for me, okay? I'm a huge guy.
Oh, she needs a chainsaw.
Why is it that like chicks don't like using
Or
chainsaws?
loppers, just garden loppers. You don't need a chainsaw.
I think I would see a chick using loppers before.
I use them for the.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on. Any other hunters here? I use just garden loppers for the rib cage and pelvis. Just snip,
Oh,
and then
dude.
like it's all open.
I've got one of those little handheld chainsaws. You know, like they have in Fallout. It's like a 8-inch chainsaw blade on it. Fucking love it. Love it.
For field dressing a whitetail.
No,
whatever.
Like small bolt.
That's what I was talking about just now. Is using garden loppers to snip up the rib cage, and then like the one in the pelvis, so you can clean out field dress.
You're talking about something
whitetail.
you're gonna eat. I thought we were talking about for getting rid of bodies. That's totally different.
I want to see you try and field dress a deer with that thing.
I mean, all it takes is a disciplined mind.
If you garbage bags,
I mean, you'd have to be really. I'd use both hands, and you have to be really and have your bottom elbow anchored on something. You have to be really delicate, and then you'd probably still nick a bowel and smell like. Have you ever nicked a bowel? It's like.
I think once, maybe, yeah. Yeah, it's
I've
pretty bad.
actually brought a gas mask
Good night,
sometimes.
Night, Josh.
See ya.
He's crashing.
Oh, later, Josh.
Yeah,
couldn't-
I'm getting ready to crash myself. It's like 3
He
o'clock.
couldn't handle
in
the.
morning here. I was exhausted before I frickin' started grids last night.
He had a good turnout.
He did.
Yeah, I like seeing that many people coming along to get into the more formalized type speed debating. It's something that I think helps people get better at being quick-witted. You know.
Yeah, I need to come back more often.
Quick-witted?
It's been
Mhm.
wildly crazy. I've been burning the candle at both ends trying to get shit done because winter's coming on and
Yeah.
summer's always busy here anyways.
You got to get all your okra canned. That's right.
No, I had to deal with peaches. I had so many peaches this year, like it literally broke the branches on my tree. They were
Wow.
so good.
Millions of peaches.
I've got a
Peaches for
peach
me.
tree in my backyard that has not made a single
Millions of
damn peach yet.
peaches.
All of a sudden
Peaches
it'll
for-
explode. I got pissed off though. I had a good turnout on pears, and then the deer ate them all before it was time to pick them. Fuckers.
I'm
Dude,
actually
my
thinking I'm
suburban
gonna
house.
take some of that Roundup out there and kill the damn thing because I'm so pissed off. It's been there for at least 7 or 8 years now.
I think somebody round up. So my suburban house, I had a pear, a peach, and an apple tree, and sequentially, they all minus the peach. The peach tree just didn't make it. But then the pear tree, like half of it started out like, oh, everything on this side is dead, and then like what's going on there? And then a couple of years later, the apple tree, oh, everything on this side is dead, and it's slowly creeping across, and okay, now the tree is fucking gone. Pardon
What
my
did
French.
it?
No idea. I'm thinking it's
Wow.
Roundup because Roundup kills everything.
Yeah.
And gives everybody cancer, gonorrhea, syphilis, herpes, AIDS, and whatever else.
Well, yeah, that's why you don't drink it or jack off with it.
Swades.
Yeah, just don't drink it. or jack
Oh,
off.
is that the? Oh man,
Yeah.
You shouldn't use Roundup as lube.
It's
Oh,
not.
Well,
I
yeah.
was gonna say it's not.
oh, that was the. No, it wasn't. That was the friggin' no idea. Also, some hooligan shot things in my backyard. And also apparently other things in the neighborhood, and like shot birds, just like birds, just for no reason apparently. I still have damages from it, and it's like, yeah, file police report. Yeah, that doesn't do shit for shit. Go do vigilante justice. I'm not endorsing that.
I'm having a possum problem this year. I have possums in my eating ducks.
Oh wait, no, the
years
possums kill other varmints.
Yes,
They eat
I've had
other
a
varmints.
bear. I've had a
Possums
bear
are generally
getting
pretty
my
good.
trash.
this
Well,
is the only reason why they're still there, and they're so fucking cute. Oh my god.
A couple of them,
It's
not so bad. But I had one that was about 40 pounds.
There's at
this
least 3
dude
in there,
was
and they're pretty
big.
young.
His body, the body of the possum, not with the tail included, the body itself was just a little under 2 feet. It was maybe an inch under 2 feet. He was a big fucking possum.
You might
came
want to call
into-
the either Ripley's Believe It or Not people or the Guinness Book if that's true.
I got a picture of him. I got a picture of him sitting next
might
to
get a
my
record.
I got a picture of him sitting next to my Coleman toolbox. And dude, I had to pop him in the head 4 times to put him down.
I had a big one
With
like
a
that attack one of my
22,
roosters.
I'm assuming, or
Yeah, 22. You know, the little hollow point 22.
so you missed 3 times and then you got him.
No.
Okay, no biggie.
Nope. 4 times.
You should
right in this-
probably contact
right
the Guinness
this
Book
little
and
area.
or Ripley's Believe It or Not. for
Dude
this, just-
came into the
'cause that's a
garage.
giant possum.
I had my garage like up like a foot and a half, and I was sitting out there smoking a cigarette during a winter, and he crawled in right towards where my dog food was at, where I had my dog food stored, and I was sitting there and I saw him and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like I said it like that to him, and he just started hissing, and I was like, "Oh shit, all right." So I jumped over him, went inside, grabbed the 22, came back outside, and started putting 1 round in his head at a time and waiting a couple of seconds to see if he'd stop moving. And I mean, it was only about 7 or 8 seconds, but I put all 4 rounds right in the same little area back there before he stopped.
Yeah,
but I mean,
had a big
possums
one
aren't like
I had a big one
dangerous
like that attack one of my roosters.
unless they've lepto.
No, but
Call 'em
he
lepto
was,
kitties.
dude, he was the
sorry,
size
Beth.
that like, I mean, he was big enough. No, fuck that. I don't doubt that.
You didn't
if
think
he
of like
wanted-
kicking him out from under your garage door again?
The thing is,
He's gonna come back.
I was
Were you
I was
wearing
kinda
shoes?
I was kind of thinking that like even with my steel toe boots on, as big as he was, he might just bite half my foot off. You know, like I was like, I don't want to deal with the if, so let me just pop him in the head and throw the body in the garbage. It's way easier. Plus,
Then
when they're that
stomp on his
fucking
head. I
big,
mean, if you're
like when they're that big, they're very ornery. They don't think like they think they're the apex, right? They think they're the big boy. So
I don't-
they don't really give
no,
a
they're
shit.
possums are
And,
scared
like,
of everything, dude. No,
dude,
what?
no, he
Stomp on it.
Scared.
No,
He was
Why
not
would you
scared.
shoot a possum?
He was not scared at all.
Unless you
He was coming into my garage. Listen to the situation. I had the door of my garage open a foot and a half off the ground.
Might have been
I'm
rabid.
smoking cigarettes in my garage.
So rare.
Right? I'm smoking cigarettes. Most creatures won't go anywhere near you if you're smoking a cigarette. I'm smoking a cigarette. He goes past me to get to the dog food. And when I go, "Are you
No.
fucking serious?" He starts hissing
No.
because he hears me. I jump over him, go inside to get the 22, come back out, and he's into the dog food container already. So I start popping him.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I
Yes.
had one. I had a
No.
big one like
Yes.
that attacked my
Video or
rooster,
didn't
and
happen.
It
Vi-
took one of his.
I don't have
feet, and
video. I got
I beat
pictures.
this thing with a shovel. It kept charging at me as I was trying to save my damn rooster. It lived. I mean, I freaking took that shovel too, and I gave it a hard whack in the head. Like that shit.
Wait, Beth got an E-tool kill on an animal? That's okay, props.
Cool.
It was all I had. It was the middle of the night. Freaking the rooster. It was the only rooster that hadn't come home that night, and I was working in my plant room, and I just happened to see his two brothers go running out, and we had snow too. That was another bad part. And I went running out there, and I saw him kind of staggering in the yard across the creek. So I ran over there and fucking, oh yeah, huge possum. And yeah, he ended up with 1 foot. We called him Snowball.
Because he spit the thing back into.
No,
that's not-
because he was pretty damn round, except for the 1 foot.
Fucking gross, Grump. Gross.
Hey, I just happen to know what words mean.
I also
terrible.
trained my cat to pee in the toilet. I got a video of that one.
Good night, Agrolipolis.
Agrolipolis. You have a great night.
I'm gonna have to see that, and you're gonna. Oh wait, he's back. He's back. You're gonna have to teach my cat how to do that too. But
You have to, with cats especially, you have to do it from very early age. Like from kitten, you have to start. Dogs, you can train, you really can retrain almost anything.
Yeah.
Cats are like, you got to start kitten, and you can do it. I've seen it. I've seen cats using a potty, using the commode, and some even flush.
I've seen that.
I never got him to do that, but I got him to he would drop nuggets in there and he would take a leak in there.
You can teach a dog, even like a middle-aged dog, to go, if you put a rope on your fridge door handle, to go open the fridge, get you a whatever out of the fridge, and close the fridge door and bring you the thing. You can teach a dog to that at basically any time. Cats, you have to get them really from a baby to train them to do anything.
Can I share this on Discord? There's blood on it. Does Discord care about blood? Is that TO
no,
Discord?
A
dead possum?
No, not on Discord. As long as you're not live doing anything on some other platform.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't know about
All right, gentlemen. I've got to shut this down and go to bed. I am exhausted.
Well, have a good night, lady.
I want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming. I've had a great time hanging out with you. Anybody who wants to grift, I'd appreciate it. I'm awfully tired, and I got a senior in high school, and that shit's getting expensive, yo. They want cap and gown. They're forcing us to order through this one particular vendor, and it's starting at $180.
No, say no.
What am I supposed to
do?
do?
Get on Temu.
My son ain't gonna go through for that.
Joanne Fabrics.
They're banking on that mentality, Beth.
I know.
They bank on that mentality.
That shit gets
not
pricey.
using hand-me-downs is literally a mentality that so many companies bank on when it comes to parents.
I know they're being ridiculous. I mean, even his senior trip is costing $17.50. They're going to fucking Universal Studios for a 4 or 5
The fuck
days.
is a senior trip?
Yeah, I know, right? I didn't have one of those either.
I did. I
mean,
tripped over somebody that
although-
was drunk in the hall, and like when I was a senior.
Yeah.
Although
well,
I kind of get it, some people I've heard still maintain friendships with people that they went to high school with whom they went
Why?
to high school. And I mean, I don't know, and they're still friends. And okay, maybe if the senior trip is what causes that to happen, so that you have some friends as an adult when you're, you know, later
No,
on in life, and you have some actual friends. Okay,
Yeah, no,
maybe
I get
that's
that.
worth the investment.
I was like, why did it matter? Like where they met them? It doesn't. Like I didn't understand why it mattered where they met them. I wasn't saying like why would they still be
Oh,
friends
no.
with somebody. I was saying like why does it matter where they met them?
Gotcha.
Oh no, it doesn't matter where they met them. Just if this is a
Yeah.
place where you can make more like friends because you interacted with somebody outside of school. Except high school is like it's a very microcosm, like very personal, intimate thing anyway. And especially with all the kids having
It
cell
can
phones
be.
now, they're basically like smaller adults, like having social media and social interactions and TikTok accounts and
That's
whatever
about
their
to pass
bullshit.
out.
I'm getting close.
I saw
do
her
need to
blink.
go to bed.
I saw her blink for a couple seconds there.
Okay, so Grumple Karaoke Night is Thursday the 16th. It's in less than 2 weeks. This coming Thursday.
I have it
And
on my
Grumple's still
calendar.
live. We might I'm gonna keep going for a little bit at least.
So yeah, there you go. Ghetto raid over to Grumple. Thank you
Yeah.
everybody for coming over. We'll do
Good
it
night.
again
No,
very,
you-
very soon. I'm gonna be doing a lot of streaming coming up. Getting together some clips to react to, have some fun panels, talk some shit, you know.
And I'll figure out the date for the thing you messaged me about, or the time frame.
We'll
It should be.
chit-chat.
I think
Yeah,
it'll be good.
I'm working on it. I'll get back to you on it.
Cool.
It'll be good.
Have a good night, y'all. Thank
All
you.
right, everybody. Thanks again. Have a great night. And ghetto raid over to Grumple, please.
See y'all.
Show this man some love. Good night, guys. Mwah.
Night, everybody.
See y'all.